Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Today we have a very special guest with us, EronRelentless AKA Jörg, and he's a very accomplished Elves player since the days of Elves. I remember I was watching his top eights on the sides long before, like years ago. So welcome,
About
Aaron.
a year ago, I would say. Hi, thanks for the invite. Nice to be here. And yeah, it's a cool thing that we could play a league together because we were chatting about for like 2 months or so. So we are interacting and finding ideas for improving us for the metagame. And I would say it could help a bit. And it's very cool that you have a good presence for Elves content. I would say that you're the most active Elves player at the moment. You have a good Twitch channel, and you're also uploading the videos on YouTube. And I also watch all the videos you uploaded on YouTube later because I don't have time the whole day. But very cool to be here. Nice, thank you.
Yeah. No. Thank you. So
and also congratulations for your top 8 yesterday. So it was a very good run and the perfect time to do so.
Thank you too. It was actually very lucky because I actually didn't get the best result. Like we ended up, I think 5-2 into the top 8. But the fact that I got the 5-0 straight ahead gave me very good breakers, so I could make it to the top 8. So yeah. But
yeah, it's very important to have a good start, and then you also find stronger opponents, I would say. So if you are going to the 3-or or 4-or bracket, then you are facing very strong players, and even if they lose, they are also able most of the time to do another win. And so it's very good to have the better opponent score, and then gives you the opportunity to have maybe a bad matchup or sometimes some misplays or so. And then I would say about half of my top 8s were about top 8s with 2 losses or so. So you can give 1 or 2 losses time. And the better you start, the better is the result in the end.
Yeah. For me, I was saying, the most interesting, the most important thing about having a good head start on any tournament really is if you have really been practicing, you are like making some kind of muscle memory against certain decks. Like you learn what they play on, like turn 1 plays, turn 3 plays. You know when they're, when the Murktide's coming. You know when they're used to combo. So for me, the most important thing is to know what you're playing against, because if you fall on the X2 bracket, even if you can make it, if the tournament is long enough, maybe you start to play against, let's say, quote unquote, random or not so known decks. So all your practice, basically, it's useless because you have to adapt on the fly, let's say.
Yeah, I would say that I agree to that, but yeah, there was some enough examples where I also faced against random decks in the X1 bracket. So it's possible every time, but yeah, the better you get in the start, that you can avoid to play against those random decks. Maybe I would say like curses, or I also run into mono red sneak attack so often. I would say I lost at least 3 times in a legacy challenge against it, and then you get into the worst bracket. But legacy is a diverse format, and then you have to prepare for almost every archetype. Usually when you're building your deck, you're just focusing on the most played decks in the format. But you also, it's good to have a plan or a sideboard plan to have against all the fringe archetypes as well. So
yeah,
the better prepared you are.
Newton mentions that very often. Like he likes the versatility of this card, right? That he's able to bring in this card like if he's playing like against a random deck. So
Which card do you mean?
Thoughtseizes, this card. I mean,
sorry, this
yeah,
card. Okay.
like the rest or
on the screen.
yeah, the rest or Thoughtseizes. So he usually sees those cards are very widely applicable to any deck. So I agree with that. But yeah, so I've been running mostly from my last weeks White Splash, and I know you have been on the more conservative list with black, with 4 Thoughtseizes, 3 trophies, 3 Force of Vigor, and the Wasteland, right?
Yeah, this is let me see. Do you play crop rotation in the main deck?
No, this is actually the Newton list.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, exactly. This was the list I played yesterday as well. I didn't play it against any artifact decks, so I decided that playing 3 Force of Vigor in the sideboard is a bit too much, probably, because it's very strong against lands and very strong against the artifact-based something like Urza and Affinity or 8-cast or what it's called at the moment. And of course, it's very good against D&T, and D&T is also a very popular deck. And it improved very well to beat Elves because they are playing more Spirit of the Labyrinth. They have a better equipment at the moment, like
GT, Caldra, yeah.
So often games where you get locked out by Spirit of the Labyrinth, and then they have a really fast clock with Caldra Complete. And also the Etherwild are very important against in D&T at the moment because they can do so much tricks with Flicker Wisp and Yorion. So they move up the Etherwild to 5 counters to put in Yorion into play. And if you can get a 2-for-1, something like a Spirit of the Labyrinth early and the Etherwild, they are not going to improve the board. And then the mana denial plan gets worse. So I would say it's very key to have a good shot against D&T as well.
Yeah, actually,
for the last
sorry. But I mean that for the last time, personally, the D&T has been a nightmare for me because it's no longer the deck that we used to beat with a glimpse or with a natural order, and it was GG, it was a buy. Nowadays, I think it's super close. The game is super close, and we need to have a very specific set of hate pieces to beat them because they can lock you out with Peacekeeper plus Mother of Runes protection. So it can get if the game goes long, you can get into trouble.
Yeah, exactly, and that was also a reason to get down the Etherwild because it helps so much for them to get the right cards with Recruiter and then bring it in, for example, and it also helps to get your removal worse. And another fact I would say that Collector Oof was very VIP previous, but in the meanwhile they have access to 4 Solitude as well, additionally to the Skyclave Apparition. So before Solitude, Collector Oof was very reliable against D&T. So they needed to sort to plowshares, for example, your Mana Accelerator, and then didn't have so much removal. But in the meanwhile, you can get Collector Oof with Queen Sun Zenith, for example. And yeah, okay, it shuts down them for a turn or two, but they find the Solitude and then they get off the Collector Oof off the board, and then they are still have access to the Etherwilds and Jit, for example. So having additional outs to their artifact and hate cards like Spirit of Labyrinth with Force of Vigor makes sense to me. Probably the right number is 2 or 3, but depending on the metagame.
Yeah.
Yesterday I played 6 rounds in the challenge. I didn't play against any artifact deck at all. So it was a bit disappointing to have 3 in the sideboard.
Yeah.
And I missed to play crop rotation instead. But I think adding a crop rotation is also a consideration. instead of the third Force of Vigor.
Might be. We have talked this on Discord many times. You know that I like to bring so the main change not on this list. So the main change I have made for myself since a long time ago was the third Heritage Druid into the crop rotation, because having access to the single crop on the main, it's like, okay, it's a one-off, but if you are drawing a lot of cards, and because we are a Reclaimer deck and we are usually deck thinning a lot, for example, in the mirror, if you draw a crop rotation, it can bring you up to speed against a Nettle deck, and also against taxes when you are like struggling to get to the finish line. You want to finish the game fast, right? Because we have said if you get long enough, if you give them time, it gets harder and harder to win. So I think the one in the main or side is super important right now, especially on the Reclaimer version, because I think it's the better deck, but we are slower than the Nettle builds. So the crop rotation, it's so good.
You're right. And especially against lands, because you get another access to GS Cradle, and it's untapped. It's very important to have the access, and you pay for the Tabernacle. If you can pay for the Tabernacle, or you just respond by the Wasteland or Ghost Water sometimes, then you get access to GS Cradle, and then you can use the pump ability of Illusora's Shepherd. And it's very, very hard to execute the plan that you pay for the Tabernacle and then you cast Natural Order on the same turn.
Yeah.
And with crop rotation, it gives you another access to the mana.
Yeah, basically you trade. It's like you are trading the Tabernacle for the crop rotation, right? So if they have Tabernacle and you have crop in hand, you know that for one whole turn you can have access to a lot of mana. So you have usually you have to decide, okay, this is my turn. I'm going to use my crop now. I will pay with the crop with the cradle I have in play, and then on my main phase I will crop, get my cradle, and try to go off or try to kill you this turn, right?
Yeah, of course. And it also helps with the Glimpse of Nature turns, because the Reclaimer Elves doesn't really have that good Glimpse of Nature turns on average. Sometimes you really explode with it, but it happens very rarely. And most of the time you just draw about 2 or 3 cards with it, optimally. And with access to crop rotation, you just find another cradle and proceed with the possibility to play even more creatures, and even more creatures that the opponent couldn't do anything at all. Sometimes they have sweepers like Blast Zone or so, or Terminus, and you need to avoid that. But it also helps against the unfed X.
Instant speed,
faster than Doomsday, for example. And if you have access to crop rotation, you just find a way to resolve Natural Order, especially if they pass the turn. But in the current list with access to 4 endurance, Doomsday is not that big of a problem anymore.
Yeah, I found that players who usually play against me, like for example in the mornings or at the afternoon, so Doomsday player that I have faced many times, and they know 100% I am on Elves. I've seen that they go for the they make a different pile now. So they're making a pile with Sheldok Isle and Emrakul instead of the Tassa's Oracle. So I think some of the Doomsday players are really aware that so the Doomsday deck, if you have Forest, Shepherd, Endurance, and Green Pitch card, they can't beat you. Literally, they can't beat you. They don't have a hand that beats you. A hand that includes Tassa's Oracle. And I think because most of Doomsday players, they have, like they're doing the same 2 or 3 piles all the time. They are not aware that they're not used to making the Sheldok Isle pile with the Emrakul. And this is 100% loss for us. If they do go for this pile, we can't beat that pile. At least on this configuration without Thoughtseize.
In this configuration, you're right. So in Newton's list, we have more answers because there is also Assassin's Trophy, and most of the Doomsday lists don't play any basic lands at all at the moment. So it's just a Stone Rain at worst. And then we also have access to Wasteland.
Yeah,
But
that's
right, they have the opportunity to do another pile, and they should do it. But not all of the lists are playing the Shelldog Isle anymore, I would say. Some players have cut it, but if they play it, they should consider to have it against Elves as well, because almost all Elves decks are playing
Endurance.
3 or 4 Endurance
Yeah,
at the moment.
yeah.
And especially with Eleuthorus Shepherd, they just couldn't beat it, because sometimes, okay, they find a discard spell or have access to Oron's Chant, some strange lists, some Esper lists, but they couldn't beat Endurance and Eleuthorus Shepherd. So we just don't need our own combo against them. We just need a couple of creatures. Then we have to have access to 1 or 2 Endurance. And usually they couldn't beat it anyway.
Yeah,
so
and also in favor of the crop rotation, I can say that I have taken a fair amount of free games by just turn 1 crop into Wasteland, and they keep just a 1 lander or 2 landers, and because Doomsday is triple black, so usually they can't pay for it because they are so tight. They don't make a pile with extra mana. They just make the piles with the just exact mana. So yeah, that's another fair point for Wasteland, right?
Of course, yeah. Mana Denial can help against Doomsday as well. So often they don't have access to so much mana, and especially if they start with turn 1 Dark Ritual and then into Doomsday.
Yeah, right.
Usually they pass the turn, and then you see the pile, and that's a cool thing on MTGO. You can watch around the pile, and then you could assume which cards you have and which card not. So then you see how many lands. So there are differentiations between the land configurations, but you could assume how many mana sources could he have. And then at least it buys you a turn. That does really help against Doomsday to just find, for example, a discard spell or even the Endurance, and then
or just even sometimes you just need to make some pressure, right? Because if they know they're playing Endurance, I've encountered some players that they go for there's a pile that involves double Oracle, so they know you're going to deny the first Oracle trigger with Endurance. They know. I think they don't play around it, so they assume you're going to do it. But they make a pile with a second Oracle, and usually the other cards are like Cyclers or Petals or something like that. So they will usually win 1 turn later, but they will play completely around 1 Endurance in your hand. So these lines, I found that these lines are weaker to strong board pressure. Like if you have turn 1 Reclaimer and you manage to put 3 lands into graveyard fast, so you're beating with a 3/4 and maybe say a Symbiote. You're beating with 4 damage. That usually beats them because they can't block so much.
Yeah, Reclaimer is also a very good fact, especially if we come back to the crop rotation. You have so many cool lines with it to pump the Reclaimer. So, for example, if the opponent plays Lightning Bolt on it, then if you have 1 mana open, you just sacrifice a land, get a fetch land, for example, and then Reclaimer as a 3/4. But I would say if I can choose against Doomsday, I always start with Eleuthorus Shepherd because it just shuts down their counterspells. So they have access to days, and they have access to Force of Negation usually, and Force of Will. So just shutting down 10 cards, about 10 cards from their deck, I would say.
Yeah, it's very strong. It's very strong.
It also helps with the Endurance plan. So they just need to find this card then, and
you make them.
But you're right. Beatdown is a very good plan against Doomsday. You just don't need to execute your combo always, but just beat them down.
Yeah, it's like similar to
after they
Reanimator
result-
matchup, maybe? Like during the Reanimator matchup, if you do have the Endurance plus Pitch, or if you untap with Reclaimer, you're mostly winning.
Yeah. And with Doomsday, it also helps that they lose half their life, and if they can't win in the same turn, sometimes they can, but most of the time they cannot. And then you just get another turn, attack with, let's say, three creatures. Mostly that is enough to kill them. And it's very important to have a clock as well. You don't need all your hate cards, something like 2 or 3 Duras, because they could also top deck the right cards, and then if you don't have pressure, they have too much time. And Collector Oath isn't that strong against them, I would say. Sometimes you get them with them if they get a Lion's Diamond or Lotus Petal pile, and especially with the mana denial, it helps a bit, but usually they play around it. So oftentimes they just take some cyclers. If you don't have a big board presence, at least, then Collector Oof doesn't really help. But we can use all the small edges, because sometimes A plus B can be enough to slow them down enough. And so I would say we just have to bring in every hate card we got in our list to improve for the combo matchups.
Yeah.
Did you change the list?
Yeah, I'm actually making one, so we can play one that it's to your liking. So
of course, we can also play the Absan list if you want, because it's very, I would say, successful. You have the best removal with Swords to Plowshares. I would say that Deafening Silence is a bit worse, or
it's worse. It's
worse against instead of Thoughtseize, but
it's what you have.
It's a good plan.
I think it's the best. It's the best card to replace Thoughtseize on white.
Exactly. It's not a good plan to spread the hate cards with different colors. So in your list you have the white cards for anti-combo and the removal. But Ladder of the Void is a
but it's no. Since you are the guest and you came here, I prefer that we play what you are comfortable playing. So let me just adjust this. I'm missing 1 endurance. Move to the deck. Add 1. Okay, so the deck. What am I missing from the deck? I'm missing something. Okay, so we have.
Let me see.
I miss a land. We have 19 lands.
Okay, there are, I would say, 3 options we have for the last land slot. Either you play a third ledge land.
Yeah.
Or another option could be the cycling land, the canopy land.
The peatland?
Nurturing peatland, exactly. Or I also tested Pendlehaven, but...
we talked about it. Did you test it?
Most of the players aren't very comfortable with it, but probably it's a consideration. But it's a disadvantage that you don't have access to the black splash colors, so I think it's either a fetch land or the Nurturing peatland. And a very important fact for the fetch land would be that Elvish Reclaimer it gets stronger.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go. We go for the number 9 fetch, and then on the sideboard. Okay, so you mentioned that in your opinion, 3 force effects are too many, so I will remove 1.
Yeah, especially with the 3 Assassin's Trophies, because Assassin's Trophies also get all the artifact and enchantments you get with Force of Vigor. Force of Vigor is much faster, but I would say that you have 5 outs now for different problematic cards.
Okay.
And when you play 3 Assassin's Trophy, I would say that you also can just cut the Wasteland, because Assassin's Trophy also gives you outs against some of the lands you need to answer. For example, Glacial Chasm or Tabernacle, and of course Dark Depths. So if you're playing 3 Assassin's Trophies, I would say that you don't really need the Wasteland. And I would say that's a very good idea to have additional Graveyard Hate in the leagues.
Yeah.
In leagues,
So you are okay with this 75?
Yeah. I would also say that I would have different configurations depending on the event I would start, because if you're playing big events like Showcase Challenge or Normal Challenge, you have different metagame than in leagues. So in the beginning, we were also talking about different metagames depending on the time zone.
Yeah. So to give a little introduction to this topic, before I opened the stream, we were like deciding on what topics to touch and whatnot. And one topic that came up was the different, like, how to say, small metagame shifts depending on what time zone you're playing. So, for example, I believe in I'm always talking on the European side of things. So on the mornings in Europe, I say you will face more combo-ish metagame, while in the afternoons and early nights, I think I'll more control grinders are online. So that was it's an interesting topic, actually.
Yeah, but I wouldn't go so far that I have 2 or 3 different lists depending on the time when I start the league. But I think you are totally right. There is a metagame, for example, where mostly I would say, so we are living in center of Europe, so we have the same time zone. I live in Germany and you live in Spain, if I'm correct. So we have different the same time zone. So if you're playing about noon, then you're playing against some or most of the late American players if they're playing in the night, and the other European players which are playing at noon. And you always play against the Asian players as well, because they are playing in the evening then. So yeah, you're right. There are more like control decks or tempo decks, but not that much combo. But as I said, I won't go so far that I have 2 or 3 different configurations depending when I start the league. So if I'm playing at, for example, 8 a.m. in a league, then I would have the same list like if I start at 4 p.m. or so. But you can do some.
I was just. I
always
think
the same players you play against, and you need to have them in mind, I would say.
Yeah.
So,
I just thought it was like an interesting topic because it's so noticeable. You know, if you are used to play on the afternoon in Europe, and suddenly you, I don't know, you have a day off work, or you don't have to go to university or whatever it is you're doing. You play and you throw in a league in the morning, and you will say, "Wow, is this the same metagame? Is this the same format that I'm playing?"
Yeah, there's a big range of the decks you are playing against, and I would also say that from each continent, the players have some different opinions about the decks they are playing or they are liking to play. So that's the cool thing of Legacy. But what I wanted to say is, especially with Leyland of the Void, so Leyland of the Void is probably much better by playing in the leagues, because you are playing much more against BR Reanimator and Upsal Spells, for example. And in leagues they don't play it so much, then you can have another slot with it to improve for the other decks like the fair decks, Delver, or even other problematic combo decks like lands.
Yeah. So one last thing I wanted to mention before we go into the league, and I promise this will be the last thing, is because I have noticed that slowly the blue-red shell, blue-red Delver shell, is slowly shifting into Jeskai. I think it's like acknowledging the power of Prismatic Ending and Plowshares. So they were using Gutshot, which I think is an extremely bad card, absolutely not Legacy card. But it was aligned with their colors, and it allowed them to remove problematic permanents without having access to mana, like a Summon Seek Mother of Runes, a Nalosaurus Shepherd, or like most likely anything with 1 toughness. But now that they are moving into Jeskai, because their removal density is higher, because they're running maybe some number of Bolt, Prismatic Endings, and Plows, which is three different cards. I feel the feel I get from the deck, and I'm not talking about the Saga variants, just the shell, including the white color for extra removal. I feel they go like a little slower, maybe a whole turn slower. So today in the morning I was throwing leagues with Choke. So I believe Choke can be very powerful effect again. Also because of the rising of slow rise of the control decks again. I think on the upcoming weeks we can see Choke being relevant again.
Yes, of course. So Choke is also always a consideration to play, but the power of it decreases dramatically if the opponent expects it, I would say. It's similar to cards like Stifle. If they really expect it, they sometimes could try to play around it, or if they don't expect it, they are playing all their threats into it, and then you just surprise them, especially with Allosaurus Shepherd. It made Choke dramatically better because before they could counter.
Yeah, uncounterable Choke is big.
It's just uncounterable. But if they have access to Prismatic Ending, is also, I would say, a fact that I wouldn't be so happy to play with Choke, because they have the main deck out for it. Sure, you are right. They have so many problematic creatures they need to handle. And every Choke they handle, they couldn't handle the Wirewood Symbiote, for example. So could be a consideration. But I would say in the current metagame, this configuration you had should be the best configuration to have. Especially the 3 endurances. They are consuming so much slots from the sideboard. So, but it's so important to have.
It's so good. The deck improves so much with this card. Yeah, I agree.
Especially the problematic
matchup. Yeah,
matchups like Doomsday and Lance.
And Reanimator.
Dramatically.
Yeah.
Yeah, Reanimator, of course, as well. But Reanimator was beatable before, depending on if you have access to Reclaimer. If you start with Reclaimer and play, then you have sometimes free wins, but oftentimes they are just too fast, and then you play the Reclaimer and they go off in the first turn.
Okay, so I just send the queue in and we got the first match ready.
Yeah, cool, let's start.
Yeah, let's go. Okay. Oops.
Shouldn't be that hard to find an opponent in this time.
So... No, actually this is a good time to play, I guess.
Yeah.
And we are on the play.
Yeah, cool. How do you do it with do you just sometimes look up the opponents before you start the game, or do you just let you
I usually don't. I usually don't, because I don't think that's right. Actually, that's a topic I usually speak with my friends, and we think that you should make your mulligan decision game 1 without being able to see your opponent's name. So first you decide on your game 1 mulligan, and then after that you make your decision. Because, for example, Newton is also, often over metagame because he's known that he plays Elves specifically.
Yeah, and sometimes players just play different decks, and especially in this week where you get the item for Eternal Recap, and you have free access to all cards. But could be anything. So, and it's a very solid hand. You just have some Elves, you have enough mana, and the Nature Order.
Would you start? You start with the fetch land here, given that we don't have Reclaimer. Would you still start with the fetch land?
So you mean fetch land, and then you just fetch for the forest, and then play Burglar Rangers?
Would you do that, or just play the forest?
No, I would definitely start with Burglar Ranger.
Yeah, but of the forest or of the fetch land?
Fetch land gives us the opportunity to get straight Arbor later.
Yeah.
And so I would keep it in hand, I would say.
Yeah, I'd say so usually if I have a Reclaimer, like I know I'm going to play it anytime soon, I usually like to fetch first so I can be sure that it's going to be a 3/4 early in the game. But with this hand that we don't have Reclaimer in hand, I usually value also the fact that the fetch land can transform into an Arbor.
Yeah, exactly. Getting Arbor could be relevant in this game, so it's correct to keep it.
So it's a Volcanic into Ponder, right? So it's a Delver. And something else I wanted to say. Yeah, so the good thing about the White Splash, and this is the last thing I will say about the White Splash version, the Sigiri Step, I think it's so powerful because it's like a chain of protection, right? So opponent needs to kill your symbiote to kill your elves. But if you have an untapped Reclaimer, he can't beat you. So you are 100% to how to say to get one removal out of your deck because you are going to protect the symbiote. So
yes, exactly, and the tempo advantage can be very relevant as well.
It's a clunky card. If it's in your hand. Okay, we got our Visionary Days. It's a clunky card that it's in your hand, but it's but if it's on your library and the Reclaimer has access to it, it can be very powerful.
Yeah. Okay, I can also say it from the Dark Depths side. So I used to play Depths for a year, and yeah, there were dozens of games where you just win with Sigiri Step, and the importance of the for the single creature isn't that high in Elves, but it just gives you also an edge to have the protection for Archon of Valor's Reach.
Yeah,
and I would say there are totally much scenarios where you just choose Archon of Valor's Reach on instant, for example, against the Swords of Plowshares deck, and then they just have a Teferi. It's not that cool, but if you have the opportunity to get
you can protect. You can protect from the bounce.
Exactly.
Yeah, it can come up also when you have your locking creature, as if in
Collector Roof.
Yeah, Collector Roof, right. So maybe against Storm or even 8-cast or these artifact decks, if you can protect your Collector Roof, maybe you have just won the match.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay, so we got our Birchlore bolted, which is kind of sad. But we're going to end step now, get the Arbor and fire once upon a time. And we have a Glimpse in hand, so we have a lot of life draws.
I would play it on the other order. Just play once upon a time first to get the card, and you can play around days with that play.
Yeah, okay.
And it's a small
detail,
decision, but you just don't have so much differences by getting the land first.
Okay, so we get the Reclaimer, right? I think it's pretty obvious.
Course. Yeah,
we get our dude, our MVP.
Reclaimer, and then in our turn, so just get the Arbor, and then we just glimpsing, I would say.
Oh, and we got Symbiote. Nice.
Cool. So if they are, we can do the force check. I wouldn't use the Arbor at this stage, but just the forest first.
Oh, but we are ensured to have one untap, right?
Yeah, but it isn't a very big difference. But you don't lose anything by using the forest. But
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
there is a possibility we just play our spells anyway. So now there's a decision
Yeah, we need to
between
take a
Wirewood
decision.
and Elves Shepherd.
So
I would prefer the Shepherd to play around days at this
there's
moment.
also another line in which we can play the symbiote. Play a symbiote, take the reclaimer to the hand, and replay the shepherd.
Yeah, that's right. But then we play into days.
You play into days. Yeah, okay. So let's. No, you are right.
On the other hand, we can keep the shepherd for next turn, and maybe we use the natural order. But I would say it's.
I agree. Let's just protect the reclaimer, which it should get the Ass Cradle in 2 turns. So I believe it's both lines are equally. So the well, I think I play the bog here, right? So we take care of the graveyard.
Yeah, they have 5 cards in the graveyard. So if they could play a Murktide Regent next turn, then they wouldn't use it with the Saga. But if they use to play Murktide next turn, I would say that's good for us.
Yeah. Anyways, we get rid of the free tap land because it will be clunky anyways next turn to play a tap that enters the battlefield tapped. So I prefer to do it that way. At least we get some value out of it. If they wanted to play Murktide, now they need to wait a couple of turns more.
Yeah, but sometimes I also. Oh, you just forgot to use the Wirewood Symbiote at the stage, probably.
No, I didn't want to use it because I wanted to. Oh, yeah. Sorry. You meant to.
If they had days, they would have days. The Wirewood
Symbiote. Yeah, right. So we are one card.
But we
discussed
too much about Boyukawok, so.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just super excited to be sharing this time with you. So. Okay, so problem. We just get the turn.
There are always different lines, so I won't think it doesn't really matter at this point.
So here, I think I would just play the Dryad, play one of the Shepherds, and pass. And next turn, we can play Shepherd into natural order in the same turn, even if they bolt it. Even if they do anything to us, we will keep in hand. We will keep a strong hand with natural order plus Shepherd for the next turn. What do you think?
Yeah, it makes sense, but what is the upside to just play one Shepherd at this stage? Because
yeah, that's what I mean. So just play one Shepherd now. So play Dryad Shepherd now and pass it.
Why not both Shepherds? So
yeah, I'm trying to think.
They need to have mass removal to make that play worse. Could they have mass removal in
the They could have the volley. Yeah, I guess we can save it anyways. We can save it anyways. Yeah. All right.
I would play both. So they need 3 removal spells to have an edge against the Shepherd. So yeah, so just play 2 of them, and then we can just pass the turn, and then we just get Cradle. But I also would think about it could be a consideration to use the Reclaimer before they get the Saga, because they could also have
Pithy Needle.
But it doesn't really matter. We have 5 mana in play anyway, so we just don't need the Cradle. We could also cast Natural Order anyway, so
it's just a commodity at this point.
And post-board matches could be different, but it's also better to get the Reclaimer open, to not play into Wasteland so much. On the other hand, it's a bit unlikely that they play so much with a Saga and too much Wastelands in the same list.
Yeah, even if they get Cage here, we get Cradle and we get Dino Bash them. So we are cool.
We're pretty ahead. We're pretty ahead in this game, and we just have to think about how do we lose here, or how could we lose here. It could be either mass removal, but not as a spell bomb.
Yeah. I was pretty afraid of the land drop if it was Wasteland maybe, but we are cool.
Yeah, Wasteland could be, but wouldn't be, because we just shouldn't need use the Reclaimer, then we untap, and then we just play Natural Order.
Yeah.
And
So one interesting thing. Sorry. Go ahead.
Another cool thing with Endurance is also that I sometimes use Endurance on myself to get the utility lands back into a game. In the library.
Oh, right. So you have like a second shot on the Bojuka Bog.
Yeah, that was what I wanted to say also again with the Julie step.
Oh, it didn't come up any time, but I will think about that. That's a cool line. Yeah. Definitely a cool line.
You can get 2 Julie steps in one game, so. And it could be also cool with an additional utility lands like Wasteland and Cover Pit.
Yeah, Wasteland, it has come up too, because I remember during the lands or green-white games, if the game is stalled enough, then you might need the second activation of Wasteland. So Endurance in yourself makes a lot of sense. Okay, so sideboard stage. Here we will usually get our usual recipe, which is Natural Order package out, Collector Oof out, and we would get our trophies and the Endurance in. Is that correct?
Yeah, I would say that's correct. And depending on the list, also Leyline of the Void could be a consideration to have, but I don't think we have other clear cuts we want to
do we want maybe Force of Vigor? Because we saw they were playing Saga and...
exactly. They have the Saga package and they have some artifacts. And we didn't really saw if there was were on Jeskai. I don't remember if they had.
No, they didn't fetch. They didn't fetch to white, but it was blue-red Saga, the one that we only saw. Yeah.
So I would say having access to one Force of Vigor couldn't be that bad.
All right.
But what card we want to take out for that? So it's not that easy. So we could cut one Heritage Druid.
I will cut a Druid or a Visionary. That would be my cuts, my options. But the thing, Visionary, I think Visionary is superior to Druid, so I would just cut the Druid.
Yeah, so Druid. So we are on the drawless game. So Druid could help to store the board against Ragavan, but if we don't want to block every time anyway, and taking just one Heritage Druid out helps a bit to play around sweepers or mass removal.
Okay, so this hand on the draw. Oof. It's
so we
close.
don't have removal, but we have different creatures, I would say. The Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, being on the draw, Visionary can get us.
3 fetchlands for finding Reclaimer could be very strong. I would say it's a solid hand, but it doesn't have a removal spell yet.
I would keep just because given that they are on the Saga with Saga plan, so that usually makes their Murktides being delayed because they don't. So of course, if you are playing a wider variety of cards, then your plan is usually slower, or your plans are divided. So maybe you don't have so much speed as to get a turn 2 or turn 3 Murktide. So I guess we are okay. We can buy some time.
Yeah, they have the perfect start with Ragavan.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and fetch for Forest first.
Exactly. With so much lands, we just fetch first, and then we see what we get with Once Upon a Time. And make sure to use the fetch land you play the most of the first time. So just
we're playing 3 Misty and then the rest 2 offs. Okay, so we get a Reclaimer here. Reclaimer or Symbiote? That's an argument.
So Geo's Cradle is usually the best card in the deck, but in this hand we have so much mana.
Yeah, we have already 4 mana.
I would also say that the consideration should be between Wirewood Symbiote and Reclaimer. I would say that it should be correct to just play the Elves Shepherd and need also. I would also block the Ragavan this early in the game. What do you think about?
No, I wouldn't block. I wouldn't block. So you will trade the.
Do we want to block or do we don't block?
I think not. I think not. I think Reclaimer it's a best option because Reclaimer first resolving once upon a time. So we want to delay. We want to protect ourselves from the Murktide plays, right? So if we play Symbiote, that gives us card draw, but doesn't really take care of the graveyard.
We also have Glimpse yet. So I would say just we take the Reclaimer, and then we start by playing Elves Shepherd in the first turn, and the second turn we probably fetch and play Elvish Visionary, and then so I wouldn't play Reclaimer unless it's at least 3/4.
Oh, or I would. Okay, that's an interesting decision. I usually would play. Okay, that's nice. So we dodge.
But you don't want to get your Reclaimer bolted, don't you? So
yeah, you're right.
I play around it if I can. So it doesn't really help us by playing it right now. So we could play around days a bit, but if they daze, they couldn't use the Saga by getting they get the treasure token, so they could use.
No, but you are correct. And they get a Reclaimer. Oh my god!
And it also it also helps us by getting the 1-drop in the hand or keeping the 1-drop in the hand
for Glimpse. Yeah, okay, I agree. So let's just get the second forest and make them have days.
By getting them, Reclaimer is the best card they could have got.
Yeah,
because they could also get more
fetch. They can fetch Saga. They can fetch Saga. Only have days. Okay. So for the moment, we traded a Shepherd and a Visionary for a Bolt and a Daze, which is, okay, I guess.
It's not that problematic because we can stabilize next turn if we keep the Reclaimer in play.
So. Yeah, and also what you said is a really good point, which is they don't have the by using the days they lost a construct there, so it's really important that. Thank you for the follow,
yes,
Miracoli.
They could have the construct if they really wanted, then they use the treasure as well. But with Ragavan in play, they get the mana back.
Yeah. So okay, they got the Senate. They got the Senate.
They shouldn't have a green creature in the deck.
No, please. Okay, so here, of course, we fetch first, so we have the third mana on the graveyard.
Yeah, and also it helps to play a bit around Submerge if they have access to it, so we don't lose our Reclaimer. So we have, I would say, we have two good lines here. We could play. We have two Glimpse, so we need to Glimpse this turn. I don't want to strand them too much in the hand. Maybe we just cycling with it if we don't find another creature.
Yeah, so let's play one and see what we find.
The other possible play could be a Reclaimer and Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
As we have the second Glimpse, if we just had one, then we could have gone this way, but.
Okay, so I guess that was a small Bant. Maybe. So we could have played the fetch, not crack it, play the Reclaimer, and if they wanted to bolt it, we could crack the fetch in response. So that way we would have an extra Arbor. I guess for next time that's a better line to do it.
Getting the Arbor. I don't know if it really helps us at this stage, but
yeah, but I usually like to get
exposing the Bayou could be relevant if we lose too much of our black sources.
Yeah.
We couldn't cast Grist or Assassin's Trophy
I
anymore.
I hate to top deck arbors, so I usually actively try to get them out of the deck fast.
Makes sense. Another reason, Graphic Cage is another reason to get Harbor out of the deck. And
yeah, so that was my fear.
I would expect that if we didn't fetch, we drew another creature, but sometimes MTGO has its own logic. Let's see how it works out from here. So the construct is just a 2/2 at the moment.
Yeah, and it looks like they are struggling with the mana. That's good.
We have stalled the board at this stage, but so they shuffled with Ponder. They struggled with mana, you're right. So if they played another fetch land or another blue source, we could have fear about Murktide Regent.
Oh, nice. Visionary. Okay, so we totally glimpse here, right?
No, it's I would say it's probably too early to use glimpse there.
Yeah? Okay.
Because we could I would say we could wait another turn, and then we get the GS Cradle with it, and then we have more explosive turn next.
Okay, we convert the fetch into a Dryad and a Forest into a Cradle and go from there.
No, you can't. You can't use the Dryad because of.
Yeah, sure. You're right. So do we have any more fetchables? We have only one more Bayou.
Yeah, should be a Bayou in the deck, exactly.
Yeah, then, that's another reason I don't like this configuration of 9 fetches, because I run out of lands quite often.
Sometimes it happens. It's correct. But if you, I would say it did really matter if they fetch now. We have to think. No, they don't fetch. Very good. So if they fetch now, that could indicate that they probably have Murktide Regent. And sometimes I would respond by that. Another fetchable land would be Bojuka Bog.
Yeah, but right now it's impossible. They have the second blue, so I think we don't bog.
Exactly. At this stage, we don't need to bog. Exactly.
Yeah, actually, during yesterday's challenge, there was a moment. All right. So I guess I get the Cradle now.
So
yeah, I get the Cradle now.
Why? Well, we just can exile their graveyard with Bojuka Bog now, and then they don't have Delirium. I would say keeping Reclaimer, but at first I would say we just play Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, right.
And then we can use the 2 mana to just exile their graveyard. We take a big hit now, but
yeah, maybe we can. It can be. Nice.
Avoid it anyway.
And I think we take Cradle here. Man, no, Cradle is really bad. It's a tough call.
Why it's bad?
Because we will only have we will have only one creature in play after the Unholy Heat is resolved.
So we have the Reclaimer.
No, Reclaimer is going to die. Reclaimer is going to die, right?
Why? If you exile, right.
Sorry. Yeah, it's 2 damage, right? Okay.
We take a big hit if we do that now, because they have Ragavan, they have Elves.
Yeah, but we will have a very powerful. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. So we take. Yeah. So we take the Cradle, and now we will get Bayou and bog them. Yeah, you are right. I didn't see the line of the Delirium. Excuse me.
I would say keeping Reclaimer in play is top priority for us.
Yes. I agree. Reclaimer, it's the best creature in the deck.
And the choice of Once Upon a Time was very close between Cradle and Wirewood
Symbiote. Yeah. But the fact
just
that
sacrifice the forest.
The fact that. Sorry.
No, it's cool. Total right. Just sacrifice the forest, exile their graveyard.
Yeah.
Then we keep the Reclaimer in play. They just get another mana source with Ragavan. Maybe they also have another Bolt or so to just handle the Reclaimer. But then it's a 2-for-1. And we need, we needed to. And it's cool is that Reclaimer is just a 1/2 at the moment, so we just
Yeah, it was really good. And they
them.
reveal a land, which is really bad for them. They already played land this turn. Nice, we get the turn back. Okay, so we untap with an amazing hand, really. All right, so let's go for it.
Nice. So we play the Glimpse, and then we use the Buyuga box for the colorless of
the Visionary. Yeah, I agree. Chat is awfully silent today. I hope it's because our guest is interesting. Okay.
Yeah, if you have any questions, just feel free to
use him, guys. Use him. Okay, so they're brainstorming in response to Glimpse. I believe this is them trying to find the force effect. Oh, and it resolves.
I would also say it's a good sign that they
don't have it. Yeah,
Brainstorm. Brainstorm is especially strongest if they have a fetch land.
Yeah, now they are Brainstorm locked.
So if it resolves here, I would also say that it could be okay to play the Cradle immediately.
Oh,
just to
avoid, I just played the Visionary. Sorry.
Just to avoid. Nice.
Wow, it's amazing. Yeah, very good. So I think I think we play the Cradle just to avoid any days.
No. If you play Shepherd, they couldn't daze. So we most likely play Cradle anyway, but they couldn't daze the Shepherd anyway. So just play the Shepherd, draw the card, and then I would also play Endurance on them.
This turn, this same turn.
Oh, we can wait after the sacrifice with the Saga.
Yeah, my idea is to play Shepherd and pass with the Cradle open, and we play it on their upkeep. Or
that makes sense. Yeah, we can respond, or we can. Oh no, it doesn't really work. So if they sacrifice with a Saga, they have 5 cards in the graveyard.
Yeah, wait, because we found a symbiote.
Nice.
We keep going. Yeah.
We keep going, of course. Sure. Just I don't think that the Endurance is that relevant at this stage.
Oh my god.
And probably we can also fetch the Triad Arbor with the Endurance if we need to, or if we feel to.
Pitch. So, yeah.
Stop. We have a free attack with Reclaimer at this stage. We could have a free attack with Reclaimer. It's a 3/4 then.
Oh yeah, I missed the untap.
No, sorry. We needed the mana. We couldn't go to the combat step. That's my fault.
No.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I thought we could have attacked with Reclaimer and just untapped it and just replay the Visionary, but we would.
Yeah, but you are right, because I could have done it. Okay, I think we get the attack anyways, since we don't have anything.
We could have done it if you just use the Cradle in the second main phase, for example.
Exactly. But I'm gonna just get the 3 damage in anyway.
Why?
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, but you should need the Reclaimer.
Yeah, okay. So we. Right. I just want to clock them a little bit.
Oh, it's probably too early. Yeah, of course you're right. We should have get a clock soon, but with this board, I would say we need about the next turn and the second next turn, and then we get them most likely.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So I'm sorry, Jörg, but I'm really sorry if I push you a little bit, but because we are don't get me wrong, it's super interesting, and I am already learning a lot of things playing along you. Because when you
on time.
But yeah, we are down 8 minutes.
But it's
but I think we're good. I think we're gonna win 2-0, so I think it's good anyways.
So if they have a fetch land now and then use the fetch land, I would consider to
we have double
use
endurance
endurance.
with Arbor.
Just exile the one Arbor. It doesn't really matter at this stage anyway. And then we.
So they need to, in order to cast the Murktide, they need to have five cards on the graveyard, which is exactly what they get after cracking the fetch.
Exactly. And if they're going to fetch, they couldn't use it without fetching. But if they fetch, we respond by using one endurance. Because Murktide should be very problematic as a
and they don't find, apparently.
On the other hand, we also have 2 endurances, so we could double block it, but we don't have to do any risks. And if they are going to tap out, we for sure getting Visionary. And if they wouldn't have tap out, we could have thought about it by not bouncing the Visionary.
Actually, I don't want to bounce.
I will always bounce it.
I believe don't bounce it because we have so many power. Would you bounce it?
We could think about it. Either we attack this turn and then we use Visionary post-combat and play it out again and tapping the Reclaimer.
Yeah, because we have remember that we have the second cradle, so we can use the main cradle to activate. And then on the second main we can bounce the Visionary and do a little drawing or play double endurance.
It's a very good time to go on offense now, so we keep the Visionary in play.
All right. So no land drops. Yeah, no land drops. Bump here. Right?
So now that's 6 mana.
I would just pump hit with these 3, see how they block, and then on second main we just draw 3 cards.
No, you don't need to pump preemptively. You just can attack and then see what they are doing. Another possibility could be that you use the Cradle for mana and then play another Cradle for playing a bit around something like Gutshot. But
yeah, it's okay. We have mana to activate.
I don't see them using Gutshot here really good because we have Firewood Samir. They need 2 Gutshot to have a good impact. And even then, we have our pump.
So good, the Dino Bash.
So we could stop. We could have played Endurance, but then we have exactly the right mana to do so, to do everything. But now we can play the Visionary first, and then.
I would rather not use the black mana now. So I would rather prioritize keeping the black mana up, playing the second cradle, just in case we draw the trophy, and maybe it matters later. So I prefer.
Why do you need trophy in this board?
I don't know. Maybe they can have a really big Murktide in that turn.
The next play is usually just drawing a bunch of cards and then using Endurance for exiling their graveyard.
Yeah, okay.
I don't see any reason to get Assassin's Trophy here in this board. Just need to be sure that we have enough creatures on the board, so we don't die to any.
Speaking of the devil. All right, so let's I just play the Cradle. Add the mana, and we bounce first, I guess.
We bounce the tapped Visionary, untap the Reclaimer
for blockers. Exactly. Play the Visionary and play the Endurance on the second main.
Yeah,
it's really nice. I really enjoy this because it's amazing how a rather simple deck can have so many different reads on the board and many different lines. So I'm happy that we can share this commented matchups or whatever the name is, because like this people can really get all the different little small details that made the deck, right?
There's so many details, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because making the wrong fetch or playing an Arbor when you don't have to, like we said, I don't know, the little decisions on turn 1, do we play Reclaimer? Do we play Shepherd? Those little decisions can really make the game. So, for example, this game, it went so good just because of your advice of holding Reclaimer until it was outside of bolt range. And that was really important in this game.
Yeah, but that was the nature of our hand. We had 3 fetchlands in our hand, and that's
okay,
also
they attempt to pick the Shepherd, but
probably so.
We pick it up. We instantly pick it up.
Yeah, exactly. We just save it.
Yeah, I guess opponents already like on their nerves.
Yeah, probably a bit confused about our very strong mid-game plan. They had a very good start. I wouldn't say it's a bad player or so, but
no, it's just
our draw was very good, adding up, and their draw didn't really line up very well because they had mana problems.
No, they didn't make any major mistakes. It's just our Newton usually says this, but it's true. It's our card quality is so much better. We have one mana 3/4 that grabs lands. We have Visionaries. We have Shepherd. Now we even get Grist. It's yeah. Okay, so here I would play Shepherd. They're just dead.
Yeah, we can do everything. I would say we could play Shepherd. We could play Heritage Druid. Then we can play.
We can just actively. We can use. We can do everything. Yeah, you're right. We can even. We can clean the board. We can clean the board, and okay. Now there's an interesting thing. So I guess we can pump now. Do we want to pump here? No, I guess we save it again.
We could pump, but we don't really need to. We don't lose the mana because we are playing the Dryad Arbor anyway, so it gets the same amount of mana.
Yeah,
you don't need to use the Wirewood Symbiote because it gets bounced anyway, and they don't draw a card. But you just wasted the Wirewood Symbiote at the stage. But it doesn't really matter.
Sorry.
No problem.
We are forcing a druid. Wow.
Too much options.
Yeah, that's really desperation from our opponent.
Yeah,
I totally get it. Yeah. Okay, so we play Dryad. We need to
damage.
We need to keep the
because the Visionary, all the elves are lethal anyway. We just play the Shepherd.
Yeah.
You can use the Bayou for the Shepherd first, and then.
I used the 1 mana from the Cradle, which is the same, I guess. So we pump and hit, right?
Exactly. No, just use the pump now.
Yeah.
Maybe they have a gut shot now as well.
I'm sorry. I really misplayed there because so finally they conceded. I really misplayed because so we actually could have cleaned their board because we had double black, 1 for Trophy, 1 for Grest, and we could have removed the Construct and the Ravagan and just completely clean the board.
Probably use the Shepherd as well, but isn't problematic because our attack was lethal anyway. Either we clean the board or we just use the pump of the Shepherd.
Yeah. All right, so we are 1 game up.
Cool start.
Yeah, absolutely. We need to play a little faster, but
yeah, I wanted to say if we keep the speed up, it could be problematic to finish the league before midnight. But
yeah,
I don't think that we play.
So let's try
control.
When I play with my friends, they usually tell me that they play super fast, but I think that's it.
I would say it's also
that's just a side effect of grinding so much MTGO.
Yeah, but playing too fast doesn't give you anything. Either you have maybe you don't have too much time for playing the game or the league. then I just don't play the league.
Yeah, that's the good thing of the leagues.
But you need to have give a good time frame for the league. I saw that your leagues are lasting a bit longer, I would say, than mine would do. But I think with Elves you should at least take 2 hours for a league.
Yeah. We keep this hand, right? We keep this hand, fetch into once upon a time.
They showed us in Yorion. I would say, except of the Archon, the hand seems very solid.
Yeah.
To keep. So either they're at Death and Taxes, or most likely there are very much of 4-color or 3-color control decks at the moment.
Oh, nice options. Nice options. What do you think here?
Okay, so endurance. We don't take endurance, I would say.
I'd say Reclaimer.
And either of the cards are. I don't think we need a second Visionary.
I say Reclaimer or Land. Reclaimer or Land, one of the both.
Exactly, it's either a Reclaimer or it's a Land. Probably it's a Reclaimer. So we would start with.
And we ramp. Would you like to ramp? Yeah.
I would also say we start with a Green Sun Synod for Triad Arbor, and then next turn we at least have 2 mana, most likely, or probably we have 3 mana. Then we can Visionary and Reclaimer. So yeah, it's a good start.
Yeah, let's see what our opponent's playing. It's a good it's no doubt a good start.
Well, maybe we can get problems with mana later, but if they handle the Triad Arbor now, we just play the Visionary first to just draw the cards. Okay, they have a Wasteland.
Oh, it's okay. So here, Wasteland, Yorion Wasteland doesn't give much information.
So by drawing the Heritage Druid, so we have, I think we have 2 options now. So either we expect them that they could probably also have counter magic. Then we play Shepherd and Reclaimer.
Yeah, that's what I was to say. Yeah, I like that line because it plays around counter magic, and then next turn
it also plays around another Wasteland. If they have another Wasteland, for example, we could have just play the Heritage Druid and have all the mana we need.
Yeah.
Exactly. So at this stage, I would just play around the counter magic, and sometimes
I'd say
you have so many cards in your hand, but if they have the mana denial and the counter magic, they prevent you from playing.
What is this? Yorion Delver? Blue-red Yorion?
Oh, everything possible.
Wow.
Yesterday I also saw a Jeskai Ragavan deck with Yorion.
We got the Misty, so I think we still play the Visionary because maybe we can draw Cradle. So I play Visionary without making the land drop, and then we decide if we make the land drop depending on what we draw. Is that correct? Would you agree?
Yeah, I would say I would spare the land drop and just cast the Visionary. I don't play around.
You would make the land drop or not? I didn't.
No.
All right.
I won't play around strange combinations like Gutshot and Daze or so. Just play the Visionary. Just see what land what card you get, and that's very good. So we just take probably another Bayou.
Oh, I got second forest. Oh my god, we got everything. Nice. You see, guys, you don't need Nettle. You don't need Nettle to make big plays.
If you have 5 elves in play, also Shepherds is probably good enough.
Probably.
But we have to see if we get a Cradle now. They are totally dead.
Yeah, even if we don't get Cradle, it's still 10 damage. It's a lot.
Yeah. If they have 2 bowls, if they couldn't prevent us from our creatures or lands, then we can just use 3 elves for 3 mana and bash for 10.
Yeah. Well, I'm really enjoying, and we are only just on the second game of the league. We should make this like a monthly thing or 2 weekly thing. It's really nice. It's really nice to play with a buddy.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I can get it bi-weekly, but monthly thing I could also imagine.
Okay, so they get the druid, which is smart because having a single removal, they deactivate both shepherds.
Okay, that's a rare occasion that you get the heritage druid here, but it's the best choice because we have 2 of every other creature.
So we just normal bash, sad face.
Exactly. So we just attack for 4, and at the end of turn we get Dryad Arbor.
Yeah.
And hope to find a cradle next, or Nature Order would be good as well.
Yeah, we are
Even a Green Sun Zenith. If we get Green Sun Zenith, we just get Firewood Symbiote and keep drawing cards.
Yeah, they are trading 1 for 1, and we are already 2 cards up because of the double visionary. So I think we are in a very good position from here.
Yeah, but it would be interesting if they pass the turn with 2 open mana, because there's a chance that they could have Icewind Kotal, but let's see how they.
So this adds mana. So this basically makes it a multicolor land, right? With the abundant growth. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like a City of Brass, which doesn't do damage.
Yeah. Oh, loam? Alright. So they made a land drop. We still get the Arbor to get it out of the deck because it's a bad draw.
Exactly, and it's
and they are just dead. Okay, I will do it properly, just so you are not upset.
I don't think there's a chance here to do anything wrong, except of forgetting to activate the Shepherd.
It happens to me when maybe if I'm nervous during the league, I am spamming the 1 to pass, to say okay, and sometimes, our wonderful game client, it bugs, and it goes past the combat phase for some reason. I don't know. I have some amount of losses for this reason.
Okay. Yeah, by setting the right stops, it does really help to avoid that.
Yeah. I watched like 3 or 5 tutorials on YouTube before I was playing. I really started to play serious all the stops. All right, so
I also think that getting more stops is better than less stops. So
yeah, always.
You can always click F2 or 2 meanwhile to proceed to the next step, but you can't.
All right, so here we didn't see anything, but I'd say they're playing a Saga package just because it's a Yorion deck and 80 card deck.
Really?
I would say so.
Could be possible. So.
Okay, so let's make the easy.
Which other cards could they have? So we saw the.
Let's make the easy decisions first, which is Archon out, Progenitus in. That's easy. Collector Roof can go out too.
Yeah, but if you say they could have a Saga package.
Yeah, but what does UF accomplish? Really, it blocks the spell bombs. It avoids the Shadow Spear of being equipped if you are fast enough.
And Retrofit a Foundry mostly, but the card isn't really relevant.
I don't know. We can take out the druids.
I would also bring the 3 Assassin's Trophy to have flexible answers because they could have problematic permanents like Is It Static Caster, Hull Breacher, Ethersworn Canonist, Containment Priest.
Sure. Would you bring in the Endurances?
It depends on the cards we want to cut. So we saw a Wasteland package, and it's a good idea to have more or at least some of the answers. So at least the Bulkabok and the Endurance stays in. And then we have just, I would say, probably room for 1 additional Endurance. So we have to think about if we want the usual Cradle cut or we want to.
I submitted because we were right on time. I just cut it the fast mana as in Newton sideboard is suggested.
Yep.
Oh, hello.
If they have.
Hello, Newton. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the masterclass here with Jörg.
Hi, Newton. How are you doing? We had a very good game, match 1 against Saga.
Yeah.
It lasted at least, so we just had 3 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, so let me. Yes, this is we mold this, right? We send this.
Pardon?
We mold this hand.
Yes, of course. We don't want to start the game with Triad Arbor.
This is awesome. This hand, I like it. I like it so much. Grist on this matchup, it's killer.
Yeah, it's a very good hand, but
what would you send?
Probably take back the endurance, I would say. I would bring back the endurance.
You would put back the endurance?
Yeah, because
okay.
Why would you keep it? So we saw the loan package, but
I just think it's a very powerful card, and the fact that you can either hardcast it or evoke it. So I don't know. I just love endurance. So before Newton officially adopted it, I was like, "Are you sure you don't want for endurance? Do you see these decks?
It's a good card to have access to, and we can zenith for it later, probably if we really need to. But I don't think we need it against the control deck in the starting hand.
So yeah, first decision of the game: do we ramp or we play Shepherd? I'd say we ramp.
I would also say we ramp.
So if they want to trade the days for the
exactly, and by ramping here could also be a possibility to play Grist next turn.
Yeah, if we top the cradle.
If we find the cradle, we can do Shepherd and Grist next turn. So ramping here isn't incorrect.
Yeah, ramping is rarely incorrect on this game.
Yeah, especially it's also a consideration because we have the glimpse. So keeping another creature in hand is also very helpful to draw more cards. So we don't really need to cast the Grist next turn. If the Triad Arbor survives, we could also, if we, for example, draw a Burglar Ranger, we could draw 2 cards with glimpse.
Yeah. Oh, another of my.
Also play counter spells.
Another of my favorite Burglar Ranger. I really love it. Okay, so what would you do here? Do we go for the value games, mini value games, or we can play maybe fetch and go get Reclaimer and go for the big turn next turn? We can also try to make Grist.
Another option could be that we Green Sun Zenith for Elvish Visionary here.
Oh.
To draw more cards, to see more creatures, to have a more impactful Glimpse of Nature turn next turn.
Okay, and would you fetch first?
For Glimpse of Nature this turn, and if you're playing Grist right now, we are playing a bit around mass removal or something like Terminus, but we also open up into Counterspell. So
I prefer getting the Green Sun countered rather than Grist. I agree.
Okay, so we just play Bayou here and searching for Elvish Visionary to draw a card. I'm sure that Newton has a better line here, but I would say drawing card to get probably Cradle or another creature is the best possibility.
Wow, yeah, super rewarded. Nice.
You see the card a bit earlier than me, so
yeah, I think I can fix that. Oh wait, head to Discord and I will share my screen with no delay.
Because I watch the stream. Because
that's not okay.
2 seconds later.
Yeah. You are absolutely right.
Be a bit more.
Okay.
Makes sense.
So you should click on the little R on the side. Head to the Discord and you will see a little arrow on the side. It will open multiple windows.
I got it.
All right. Okay. So They went turn 2, Brainstorm Ponder, which is... Looks like they are desperate to find something. Really? Playing double cantrip?
So, exactly. So we have a good situation here. Next turn, if our board stays like that, we just can play the Glimpse of Nature first.
Yeah.
They probably would counter it, or could be that they have a Hull Breacher.
Okay, we draw Birchlore, so here I think I like playing the Shepherd first. So we secure the Glimpse resolves. What do you think?
Yeah, could be, but we play into the removal that way anyway. So if they have Swords to Plowshares,
but they would have used if they had Plow, they would have used it last turn
for the Dryad Arbor, I would say.
Yeah.
So it could be that they also have, or they just have Hull Breacher. I smell a bit of Hull Breacher here, but I probably have too much respect for the card, and it's not that heavily played.
But three mana makes some sense too. You are not wrong.
It's either Cannon Canonist, Containment Priest or Hull Breacher here.
Let's just go for the greedy line. It's okay. So let's do it.
Hull Breacher, we lose a bit of efficiency, and they have additional mana by that. But
if the upsides are very high, let's go.
We should draw more cards here.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go for the Glimpse.
And if they 2-for-1 them now, it's totally okay for us because we have the Grist anyway.
Yeah. And so, also, fun fact, Grist draws a card.
If they don't have a Hull Breacher, yes.
Yeah, we will know. Okay, they don't have it.
Cool.
Okay.
So here we have the possibility to play a bit around an upcoming mass removal. I would say.
I think
so. We could also probably do Green Sun Zenith for Wirewood Symbiote here. Then we should play the Birchrow Rangers first, I assume.
Okay. So play this. Need one more. Oh, nice. We just draw it. Okay. Yeah, we are drawing super good. So we just play.
So then we can keep the Green Sun Zenith for next turn to have
Hoof. Yeah, actually, wait. Let me just play the Cradle, so we can make the mana of the black mana of the 2 elves.
Yeah, you're right. We need the black mana for Grist.
Wow, we are drawing amazingly. We are drawing.
I'm not sure if we want to play much more creatures here at this moment, because when we have Grist, we are so much ahead yet, and if we play more creatures to the board, we just play into mass removal. We just keep our cards in hand here. We can use the Wirewood Symbiote to use Elvish Visionary at least, so we draw 2 more cards. But I don't want to play much more creatures here, just to keep your hand loaded if something goes wrong. I mean, look at our board. We have
and opponents responding. Finally, I guess they're going to remove the. symbiote. Oh wow!
Okay.
Wow. Sure.
Okay.
So they don't even care for the symbiote. They just want us to stop drawing cards.
That's fine by us. Then we can use. Then we can just play another last creature, probably Reclaimer.
Yeah. So it untaps. Oh my god!
Impressive turn here, and we have a full hand if something goes wrong. We just can use.
I really don't think we can lose from here. It seems
the Wirewood Symbiote to save the Reclaimer. I don't think we can lose from here. But maybe there is a chance that they are playing Alluran or so.
Oh, dude, it's true. It's true. Yorion Alluran, it's true. We might be comboed.
It was a bit when they played the second forest. Alluran was the card. It was on my radar, but Imagine it's the only card which could win the game here.
I don't know if Aluren is playing plows on the board. That's makes
they usually play.
But they usually play black removal because they already have to make a splash black for the Harpy. So I don't think they are playing. If I had to bet, I would say they are on control. Bant. Because they need the blood, the blood, the black.
Could be, but also Plowshares is at least a solid option for them. They could, and I think Decay isn't that playable in the deck anymore. They also need to kill opposing Murktide regions. So
yeah, Murktide is a problem for everybody.
Exactly. So they now want to use probably Swords to Plowshares. Do we care about that? Don't think so.
Okay, we let it resolve. See what they target.
Exactly. Maybe they target the Allosaurus Shepherd and we save it. If they get the Wirewood Symbiote, we don't really care.
Oh, they get the Brainstorm?
Okay.
So maybe, yeah, so this is control, I guess, definitely.
I would also say if they have Snap Confirmation.
So maybe they are trying to find Terminus here, and that's why they are prioritizing the Brainstorm rather than the Plow. But they didn't reveal anything of the flashback Brainstorm, so I guess there's no Terminus coming anytime soon.
Exactly, and there's a land drop that has to be a weird combination of Edge of Autumn or so, and nobody plays such things, especially not in the Yorion list.
Prismatic, okay. The Symbiote.
Prismatic ending.
Okay.
So here we have to do a bit of calculation. So we are not lethal with Allosaurus Shepherd here.
No, I think we need to go. Think about we need to get the hoof.
Exactly. We should we should get the possibility to get the hoof.
Yeah. So let me.
We have to be avoiding using the crest because if we mill the hoof, we have a different situation. But maybe there's a chance to get enough mana, so we have.
Okay, so playing Birchlore is free, so I'm going to play it.
Exactly, and we have a fetch land. We can also get another land, or
we turn the fetch land into a Dryad, so it pumps the Birchlore farther. The Birchlore, the hoof, right?
That makes sense. But if we had the hoof, do we have enough mana for hoof here?
Okay, so this is 5, 6.
We have to tap 2 elves for that. So we probably
we can risk the Grist activation if you want to.
Okay. It makes sense. We have endurance anyway, so if something goes wrong, we could get hoof back in our deck anyway. But
okay, yeah, we just perfect. Okay. So I just get Arbor.
We just get Arbor, and then we just have 2 elves, and we don't care. We have enough attackers anyway. Just the Birchlore Rangers, exactly. And then we can get Crater Hoof. There was some fringe situations where I had to use Christ to have lethal on board, and then I milled my Crater Hoof accidentally, and was a time before we played Endurance. So if Crater Hoof is gone, it's gone forever, and that's a very good strange of Endurance as well. So you can use your Endurance to get your own cards back in your library.
Yeah, you mean in case we mill the hoof, right?
If we get if we mill the hoof, or if it gets countered or discarded, for example, we can use the Endurance on ourselves to get it back into the deck. It's
Endurance just adds another dimension to the deck. It's so good. Also,
exactly, and that is also a good idea or reason to get an additional endurance against control decks.
Yeah,
just to keep going, and you
for the long matchups. You mean, yeah,
for the long match, exactly. And then if all your creatures, for example, if they get into the library, in the graveyard, then you get it back in the library, and then you can play an even longer match.
Yeah.
Oh, 3 Glimpse of Nature.
Yeah. We miss one. We miss one for the playset.
It's a narrow hand.
It's a mulligan, I guess.
It's 1 glimpse too much. If we had 2 glimpse and 1 additional creature, like a 1-drop or even a fetch land, I would say yes. But
I think this is too much.
It's too much, exactly.
And we are on the draw. Oh, this hand is. Jörg, you are giving me so much luck. This hand is amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. And which cards do we want to take back? Probably the Heritage Druid.
The Druid. Okay, yes, so let me give you my argument here. I'd say we bottom the Endurance because there's a high chance that we hit a 3rd elf of the Once Upon a Time, and with 3 elves plus Symbiote, we can start drawing a bunch of cards turn 2. What do you think?
Yes. Yeah, okay. The decision, I would say, the decision depends on if we know what we play against, or do we just want to focus on the own strength of our deck?
Yeah, it's either Endurance or Druid.
Exactly. If we know that Endurance could be relevant in the matchup, we for sure keep it. It gives us a bit of protection because we have a slow hand, and we could create card advantage with our Elvish Visionary and the Wirewood Symbiote. And with Once Upon a Time, we also get more creatures or more lands.
Yeah.
But what happens if they're playing a fast combo? Then our slow card draw doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, but and
it's a bit of insurance in the dark.
In the blind, I think we need to focus on the strengths of our deck. Don't forget that Endurance is a sideboard card that just situationally made it to the main deck because we needed more room on the sideboard. So I'd say yes, on the blind we put Endurance down.
Yeah, okay, it's a small decision. Both of them are viable, I would say.
Yes, absolutely. Don't get me wrong. Endurance is a super strong card, even without the library shuffle effect. It's a 3/4 that has reach with flash. It's a lot of text on a single card.
Yeah, exactly. And
oh, nice.
If we don't know what we're playing against, here in this situation, I wouldn't use the Misty Rainforest.
Oh no?
Because we talked about it in the first game. Because it could be a Dryad Arbor later if we need.
Yeah.
We could take another land now if we really want to.
Oh, so nice.
So I don't think we want Grist yet.
I think we pick the 1-mana elf, as we said. So try to assemble the three elves and try to fly from there.
Yeah, but taking another land could be also a good decision because of
natural order. Okay, I agree.
Let's take the land because we have enough creatures anyway now. We just play the Heritage here. Then next turn, the Visionary drawing a card, and having the natural order in hand. I would say that our focus needs to be on mana.
Agree. Mana and creature count. So a high creature count, so we can get lethal.
Exactly. Or if we get Archon into play, could be enough also. But finding lands is priority with this hand, I would say.
Oh, so it's a bag. It's a bag deck. Okay, these matches are usually very interesting.
They're probably bug control, I would assume. So natural order could also be a possibility to get Grist.
Would you play Arbor Symbiote or Visionary first?
No, we just draw a card here, I would say.
Okay.
Wirewood and Arbor doesn't bring too much for us, I would say.
No, it would be more like a setup turn, but yeah.
Next turn, we can do this next turn.
Okay.
If nothing really happens here, we can just play,
they paid double. Oh, they paid 8 life.
Sure, why not? we are a mid-range combo deck, so they usually can pay on life, but they shouldn't go too down on life.
Eight life seems like a lot against a Reclaimer deck.
Because a single Crater Hoof could be lethal here.
Yeah.
See,
okay,
there's the target for endurance, but I don't think we want to use 2 for 1 at this stage. So when they have 2 Wasteland, we probably don't. Or do you think we need to play the Dryad Arbor anyway? No, we don't. We have 4 lands for natural order
I
anyway.
just play.
And if they tap out,
I will just play
just
the fetch Shepherd Symbiote.
Exactly. You can attack first with a Visionary. Doesn't cost you anything.
Okay.
There is a chance they could have some strangeness have
no.
But, we just take the damage here.
Yeah, and the damage is adding up. The fact that they
have 2 Wasteland, they couldn't do Uro next.
Yeah, their mana is awful.
So we just need to be sure if they tap out, we can take a Dryad Arbor. If they don't tap out, we go to our main phase, and then.
And on this low life, we can natural order with 3 creatures in play is lethal.
Yeah, let's see how the game goes on here. I'm not sure that we really need to go for nature order here.
Yeah, let's see what they play this turn.
Exactly, because if you they have 7 cards in your hand. Sorry, they could have a removal spell. Okay, like Witherbloom Command. What is the other mode?
They are grabbing. They are milling and recuperating fetch.
Okay, that's. I would.
I think I would bounce. I think I will bounce the Visionary.
Exactly, we should bounce the Visionary because we are not lethal next turn anyway, and I'm not really interested in having Archon in play at this stage.
They mill a Bayou, which is. Huh. They are starting to. Oh wow! Really? I think we let it resolve.
We could let it resolve exactly to protect our. No, we just. Why don't we just fetch here and make them use their other wasteland?
Okay, why would you fetch?
So we don't need we have enough mana in hand anyway, and so with that you get a 2 for 1 by them using both wastelands. And if we draw,
what would you get? What would you get of the wooded foothills? The Dryad or the Bayou?
Probably the Dryad.
I think the Dryad. All right.
Yeah, because they definitely use the wasteland now, and
yeah, and if they don't, it's a high upside. Okay,
we don't want to draw another Dryad anyway. So
yeah, agreed. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I didn't think it through. But yeah.
Sorry, it was a close. It was a close decision. Both of the lands could be possible at this time, but
their mana is really. Their mana is really bad.
Use the wasteland, so.
Yeah. So we just play the Arbor and the Visionary.
First the Visionary, then the Arbor.
First the Visionary, then Arbor. All right.
Because if they draw, for example, Elvish Reclaimer could be a card we would play before the Arbor, but now we just have to dodge some form of mass removal.
Yeah, so they need to. They have a land because they got back the Bayou from the Witherbloom command. So.
But why didn't they play it? Didn't they have another land drop?
I don't know.
Because they used Uro used one wasteland and they put another wasteland into.
Sure.
It was a bit confusing why they didn't brought the Bayou in play, but let's see.
Yeah, they're trying to find something here. So, do we try to natural order next turn? I think we do.
I don't think so, because I think it's a bit too likely that they have another counterspell, and with that we
Okay, then we just
bring us 2 down on resources. I would just
get in for
attack
2.
for 2,
Yeah.
or just cast the Birchrow Ranger with Morph. Also cast it with Morph. We could do that pre-combat, but just attack with both. I don't think we play around days here. And then we can fetch.
Yeah, anyways, it's our last fetch. So fetch lands are off anyways, so yeah.
We want to thin out the deck anyway, and then we just play 2/2 to play a bit around Black Engineer or so.
Yeah, and also to put some more pressure. They are now the fetches are off for them virtually, but I guess now they're going to play the Bayou and play Euro.
Exactly, they play Euro and we get a green Sun Signet here would be very good. So we could have got Christ.
Now I'm missing the endurance. Oh, they go for Baleful Strikes? Okay.
But Euro is not that strong against us, but it could have.
Yeah, but I think that's a mistake, because now they're giving us another turn to find an endurance or a Bojuka Bog, or I don't know. Looking.
Very good, very good.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. You just play Bojuka, right? You play Bojuka, bog them out.
Exactly. We just Bojuka bog them out.
Yeah, I think it's the only time top deck Bojuka bog is good. So here,
it's very good to draw it, but we don't want to get it in the sun hand.
So here I would just hit with the morph, I think. Or we hit with everything. What do you say?
No, I don't. I'm not sure about, but I don't really want to attack here because every creature is relevant for us, and the morph is also relevant for us to get white mana for Archon, especially because we have Archon in hand. And Visionary is too important because if we get Wirewood Symbiote, we can draw more cards.
So
I'm not really sure if it's correct to not attack here, but
okay.
It's probably better to keep more resources in play than trading with Baleful Strix.
I think I will tell you my point of view. If I was playing alone, I would have attacked with morph because it's the most damage while risking the least creatures, and they are already on a super low life total. I would just like to keep at least 1 or 2 green creatures, so we have pitch for natural order. And I think I would probably have tried to cast it, but let's see what they have. They look like they're really, really struggling.
I would say if you're attacking, at least you attack probably with all of the creatures to push through more damage.
Mm-hmm.
And also a consideration could be that getting them below 4 life could be interesting because library to prevent more card draw.
Yeah, a card I'm really afraid of at this point. I think it's the Luch.
Nobody plays the Luch in 2021.
Oh yeah, yes they do. I assure you.
Sometimes I also ran into it, but it's weapons.
Yeah, the other day I had a super weird league. I was playing against the True Name Nemesis, Pyromancer. It was like 2019 again.
2019, yeah. Sometimes it could be, but
wow, they play another Euro for hand, so they get +3 life, and then it goes to the graveyard.
Yeah, so, but if we draw, for example, Green something or Illustro Shepherd here, we win.
Yeah, so, I think I would go for the natural order anyways. I think Grist. So Grace is
So
going
now there's
to.
3 cards.
I don't think they trade.
You
Yeah,
can.
no.
So it doesn't really matter to unmorph the creature.
No,
Um,
I take the turn back. Yeah, I
let's see
think
what we get.
claims. All right, so it's a force bait. It's okay.
It's a force check. It's a force check. Let's try it out. Just not play the land and just play the glimpse, and it's a force check. If they have the counter spell, they most likely will counter it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a cool thing that you think about. Sometimes they need to counter the cards to prevent you from drawing more cards. Is it lethal here at least?
Yes,
or...
yes. It is, right?
Okay, it's
Because
9 damage.
it's base power 7 plus 2 plus
9
2.
damage.
So it's a 7/7 and a 4/4. So it's
11
it's
minus
11,
2
and they have 2 blocking
makes...
power. So it's lethal.
Okay. Yeah, it was a cool play. It was a cool play to just as a force check because it's so unlikely that it's let us resolve. But if they knew our hand, they of course didn't counter it. But with so many cards in hand, it's clear that they need to counter the Glimpse of Nature.
I saw you worried for a moment. Is it lethal? Is it lethal? Wait.
Yeah, sometimes I check twice or 3 times instead of
I'm so
wasting
used to
the card.
do.
Because if we just waste the card here and it's not lethal, we have to think about attacking Grist then, because if we once use the Behemoth, the Grist takes over the game. So
Yeah. So my take
we
is
should assume that they could have Black Engineer. It's a very respectful card.
My take is this. This out, this in. What do you think about it?
Did we saw any of Wasteland or?
Yes, double Wasteland. Sure. We saw double Wasteland.
Okay, they had the Wasteland. Okay, so we keep all of our
Cradles.
Gears Cradles, bring in a bit more of Graveyard Hate with the second Endurance. Yeah, sometimes you can also bring in Thoughtseize against the Black Engineer deck to preemptively discard it, but it's if we do that, then we couldn't really use the Assassin's Trophies as well, so I think probably it's better to have an answer if it somehow resolves instead of being stone cold to it. But we have to think about how we play our lines, that we don't run with 4 elves into Black Engineer or so.
Okay, so it's okay if I submit this rest? You are okay with it?
Yeah, by taking out the Heritage Druids, I would also say that it decreases our
speed
lines or creatures we play into the Black Engineer, and if the Black Engineer gets a 2-for-1, it's annoying, but if it's get a 4-for-1, we are stone cold dead. So by taking them out, it couldn't happen that often. And our plan against this deck should be anyway that we get Progenitus or Grist onto the battlefield and have Wirewood Symbiote and Elvish Visionary Chain to get more card draw. Should be okay for us because they aren't aggressive. I didn't saw any aggressive creatures, but Black Engineer should be the most problematic card.
Let me go to the restroom really fast.
Sure.
Okay, I'm back. Oh, and with a present.
It's,
Amazing hand. We keep it.
yeah, I would also say it's very good to have the card draw, and I don't want to start with Abyssal Claimer here first because
No, we send.
waste their first removal spell for Birchdoor Ranger, and if we play the Reclaimer here, they use their first. Oh, that's the worst draw we could have. Let's just go to this card and shuffle them back to the library, I would say. Do you think that's a consideration to skip the first turn?
I will tell you, I have Thoughtseize myself for Genitus.
Okay.
Okay, so I think here we play, because we have Reclaimer in hand, I will go fetch Forest, Birchlore. What do you think?
I would prefer by discarding the Progenitors back to the deck, but
really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a cool line. I never do that.
I think it's like an experiment because that card is so strong against the deck, and also it helps a bit because they don't use their mana this turn. So
yeah, they lost that turn one. Yeah.
If we play one drop here, they use Fatal Push, and next turn they use, for example, like Decay.
Very nice. So we basically swapped Progenitus for Gaia's Cradle.
Yeah, nice. And this looks like we kept the 0 lander.
Yeah.
So they usually think we have 0 lands, but you can play the forest here because we know that Progenitus is the last card, or do you think that's not a consideration? I don't think that's a very important fact that.
No, it shuffles. It shuffles. Progenitus shuffles into a library. It doesn't.
Sorry, it doesn't go. To the bottom. Right. Okay.
So I would fetch. I would fetch. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's fetch.
Okay, we are doing a little better on time than last game, but not so much. So let's try to get a little faster. Okay, so let's try to think on the next turn. So if we untap next turn, I think we play. I think I play Reclaimer first. Play Forest. Play Reclaimer, and then we play Symbiote with Daze Protection. What do you think?
Yeah, with this line, we are playing a bit around Black Engineer, but let's see.
Oh, wow.
Okay, they have the Black Engineer, so I think it answers the question. So we are playing.
Yeah, just what we said.
We will most likely just play the Reclaimer and the Wirewood Symbiote this turn.
Yeah, so now I want to. I keep the fetch because having them named Elf already, I prioritize getting the Arbor fast.
The Arbor or the Black Source for the answer of the Black Engineer.
Yeah,
exactly.
Usually Reclaimer versions are so strong against Plague Engineer, we don't really need to answer it because Reclaimer doesn't die for it, Endurance doesn't die for it. We have 4 Symbiotes, we have 2 Dryads, we can even play the second Birchlore on Morph. So I think we can basically play almost all our cards with at least one Plague Engineer in play. Okay, that's annoying. Oh, they get Uro into the graveyard. That's interesting.
Yeah, let's see.
And they push.
They of course had the push also, so
it's okay.
Could be problematic.
But they have used so many cards. It's okay. I think I'm okay with it. Let's see what we draw.
Okay, they have the 4th mana as well, so if they get Euro next turn.
Oh, nice.
That's a good top deck.
So I think we play Endurance here. I think I risk it. What do you think?
Yeah, I would also say that playing Endurance makes the most sense. We don't want to give them the possibility for Euro. They're drawing too much cards, and we couldn't play around anything here. Could be a bit of a gamble if they attack into open mana. Then we could trade with the Black Engineer.
They forced.
They had the force.
Yeah.
So the worst thing that could happen was that we were drawing the progenitors in the first draw step, but
Still, it's
I don't
okay. They
think
are
it
all they
sets us
have.
back too fast, too much. It didn't set us back too much by discarding
No,
Elves given the
no.
first turn.
All they have is a plague engineer. They don't have any other pressure, and they are missing the mana. I think they fetch. Ah, no, they have. Excuse me. I thought this was another Bayou. No, they have the mana for Uro. So we need to get something to block the Euro, or it will set a really strong clock.
So Chris would be the probably best draw we could have now. So we're playing Wild Symphony into Grist.
Yeah.
And then Nature Order into Progenitors could be an option.
Yeah, okay.
It's not looking that good for us because also they draw additional cards now.
What do you think about playing Visionary into the Plague for the extra card?
Yeah, we probably need to do that, especially if they are also wastelanding our Black Source now, because we won't have realistically getting a way to deal with the Black Engineer soon.
No.
Drawing in extra cards.
Okay.
So we probably just play the Visionary first and then use Cradle and Wild Symbiote first, then playing the Cradle and then the Visionary.
Oh, that's nice. Oh wow! I listened on the wrong. Sorry, I misplayed. Completely misplayed. Sorry.
I wanted to say that playing the Symbiote first to have a creature.
Yeah. No. It was
having the mana from Gia's Cradle.
Sorry.
So we can keep the Cradle now here because we're exposing the card to Wasteland.
Yeah. Excuse me. I misunderstood you.
If there was a chance that we could have get a line that we are casting Natural Order next turn if we do it otherwise, but I don't think that really matters because
I'm sorry. That was really a stupid play from my part. I didn't really think that throwing it through. So they have a really strong clock now. So okay. So I think now we play both Symbiotes, Cradle, Visionary. Let's see what we draw. Okay, they fetch.
And the problem is that we need to jump block the Uru next turn, and now they have Civil Library. I think we can save the time and go to game 3 here after we saw what we drew.
Let me see what we draw. Yeah, let me just play it fast and see what we get into. If we get into a natural order, maybe it makes sense to stay. Okay, that's enough for me.
Good to know that they have also Snuff Out. So
it's enough. It's Snuff Out on a mid-range. Interesting. Okay, so
it's very efficient because of Murktide Regent. So you usually suggesting bringing discard spells against Plague Engineer decks. So
yeah, what do we take out?
Probably we don't need 2 of the endurance. Then we can swap the removal and keep 1 endurance.
Oh, so you mean 0 removal?
Chris is at least 1 removal spell we could have against Black Engineer if something goes wrong. And with the discard spells, we could
destroying the Assassin's Trophy in the Uro doesn't make much sense because it will just come back
Exactly.
So I think I agree with that.
So letting a Plague Engineer resolve and then handle it is the worst plan. Then
yeah.
So if you really want, then we don't bring in the endurance, but bring in, for example, like one trophy or so. But maybe the one endurance.
No, I wanted to propose you the opposite. Cut one creature and bring in 2 endurance, because I really like having access to 3-4 beaters.
Exactly. It's also good against Plague Engineer.
Yeah. So what is the worst creature against Plague Engineer? I think it's Visionary.
Birchlaw Ranger.
Birchlaw
Ranger would be the worst, but
Birchlaw can morph.
It has morph, but we usually don't play it, and we slow ourselves down.
Yeah, okay, and it makes you have a second elf. So yeah, okay, it makes sense. Yeah, it's like a same. I guess it's the same reasoning like Visionary, right? So playing Birchlaw makes you play into more elves, which makes you play more into Plague Engineer.
Exactly, and
all right,
having more.
Oh, this hand is awesome. Yeah, we keep this.
It's awesome. We're playing Forest into Elvish Reclaimer.
Yeah. This hand is so good. And they are mulliganing too? They are making a mulligan.
Yeah, cool. It should be able to get Progenitors into play if we don't draw it naturally. So
yeah, if we don't draw it naturally.
It would be awesome if we drew it twice.
So we play. Excuse me. You you say Reclaimer first, right?
Would say Reclaimer first, exactly, because Shepherd helps us with Natural Order.
Yeah, this hand. The plan of this hand is Natural Order. Right.
Exactly. So usually I would say playing the 1-drop or the 1 toughness creature first to have more protection against Plague Engineer if it gets into play. But if they handle it now, we just play the Shepherd and getting
Arbor,
the Rainforest and Arbor.
Yeah, and that no.
Oh, I shouldn't say that. We don't naturally draw.
Okay, well, so what do you think?
Now we have the Thoughtseize and can discard it.
What do you think? We wait 4 turns and we discard Progenitus?
Probably not.
It's alright. It's alright.
Let's see how it works out from here. If they have Wasteland now,
maybe maybe they can even sometimes some opponents maybe they even concede to blank Natural Order with even without resolving.
It's unlikely, but we can try.
We can try. Yeah. Okay, that's nice. So do we? Okay, so what?
I would say we should either getting Christ or probably Elvish Visionary here. I don't think that the Craterwood helps us so much.
No, I prefer Grist because it makes tokens and it power ups the Cradle.
And what do we sacrifice to our Natural Order? The
Dryad.
That makes sense. Okay, just play the Wirewood Symbiote first, and then we can sacrifice the Dryad.
We play the Dryad because it's already tapped, and so we have these two. So Shepherd protects our Natural Order, and Wirewood protects Shepherd. So, oh, lol, you see?
Yeah, okay, you thought we have Progenitors here. Nice. Okay, thank you, Paradise Lost. You're a good person.
Thank you.
Maybe he watched your stream and he saw that you drew it.
Okay, we are 3-0.
Very good.
We are 3-0.
Okay, but with Chris in play, we also have a good situation here.
Yeah.
I don't think they're playing a Pro DK at this moment. So
okay, I would say the stream is already as a complete success.
Indeed.
Doesn't matter what happens after this.
No, let's just take the trophies.
Yeah.
Our God.
Oh, this is my favorite type of hand. So we need to trust the Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, but I also can say that this player usually plays combo decks.
Yeah.
So
I don't know him.
It's Luca Ferrari. I know this guy. We are also testing.
Oh, Luca Ferrari from is he from the Blue Dojo?
I think so. Yes. And we were testing once we played the Doomsday. You can say hi from me to him, or greetings from Eron. Yeah. So he usually plays combo.
Okay, so do we keep it? Do we keep it or not?
It's usually like Doomsday or Oops or spells.
Oh,
And we on the draw, correct?
Yeah, we are on the draw.
And he did mulligan as well.
So I think we are pretty good. We have the Thoughtseize playset and 2 ley lines, so I'm not afraid.
Yeah, but this hand is a bit too risky because we don't have the mana source yet, and even if we find a single land,
so
I don't know if we get the opportunity to play Magic at all. And
okay, so let's mull it. Okay.
Let's just mull it. It's way better. So at least now we have the mana to cast Reclaimer.
Yeah.
And if they have a slow hand, there's a tiny chance.
So we send I guess we send the hoof.
Why the hoof?
Why
because it's fate mana. Okay, yes, hoof is the correct.
You would send something
it's
else?
No, hoof is the only card.
Okay, don't troll me. Don't troll me.
Maybe there's another option, but I don't think there's another option.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good to have hoof in hand.
Yeah.
The opportunity to cast it.
Oh.
Probably.
Didn't do anything. Nice.
Okay. Getting fetch land could be Doomsday. Still be Doomsday.
Yeah. So I guess.
I think I would play.
Fetch. Once upon a time, Reclaimer.
Getting forest and then play once upon a time.
Boom, stifle.
Yeah, but it's not that problematic. We have enough mana here.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we have two options. Either we take Heritage Druid and play it out, or we take Cradle and play out the Reclaimer. Here.
I think we have a lot of mana already. I would like to play the Druid, I think.
Yeah, because the Cradle doesn't really help us that much.
No, we are still 2 turns away from Natural Order. It's the same.
We could do turn 3 Cradle. Turn 3 Natural Order if we take the Cradle and all our creatures survive. But I would say let's start with the weakest creature, which is Heritage Druid here. Okay. We don't know exactly if we are playing against combo. And if we take Heritage and it resolves, it also helps to improve our mana. So
and also if for some reason Natural Order resolves, having more creatures on the board is better.
Yeah.
So let's see now.
Do you usually use yield always end of turn function or?
Yes, I use. I have it on my 0, so I do this 0, and I just the little triangle gets yellow, and I just can wait until my opponent is over. But
yeah, it's also a good way to fake a bit like your turn. You don't have.
Yeah, you don't have anything. Yeah.
So you're like F6ing, so the opponent doesn't know that you stop at the end step, for example.
Yeah.
Or you can always go to right click and then you undo the yield. And if you are having like Mind Break Trap or Endurance in hand, you can in the beginning just do like F6, and then you have to be aware.
So
just use the end step stop. And then you can re-undo it, and then you can respond to the final combo card. that sometimes gives you a bit edge of you're showing that you don't have anything, but then if the right card comes up, then you
So
can
I think
respond.
they are on control or Jeskai because of the prismatic. So I would
Jeskai
play
don't play. I would assume that Jeskai won't play the
prismatic.
prismatic Vista.
Mm.
So we should probably play Wildwood Symbiote into Reclaimer here
Okay.
in this order. Because we want Reclaimer to survive here, that we are playing Wildwood Symbiote first.
Yeah, and I
It
played the
protects it.
Bayou because what we said earlier, because we have the natural we have natural order in hand, so the creature count and the Dryad is really important.
Yeah, and the next turn, if something if isn't something bad happening, then we are just passing the turn, using the Reclaimer for getting Cradle, fetching for Dryad Arbor.
Yeah, and that's
we have a creature,
that gets us
and
on
if
a
we
very
have
good
an
position.
additional creature, we are having lethal anyway. So, and if we get Shepherd,
Yeah, I
we
think,
can really help the fight.
Jörg, if you have the time this week, I would like you to test the white splash version because I want to have some feedback from other players about how it feels, the step on the deck, if it's possible.
Yeah, now that I wrote my written studying examination, so now I have
I think
time
here
to
we
play
just
again.
pass, right?
Yeah, of course. We don't attack with the Wirewood Symbiote
It's 2 mana
into
open into prismatic.
Ice and Goatle or so we're just passing here. The 1 damage doesn't really matter.
Yeah. So excuse me. Well, during our
but
opponent's turn, what
okay.
were you studying? What do you work on? What's your
Okay, so my main occupation is I'm an IT administrator at a company with about 50 employees. So I work in this company for about like 17 years now.
wow?
So I'm 36 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I was in education there, and then they gave me a job after I finished the education. So I stayed at this company. And then since 2019, I also did an additional education. It's like studying, but still working with a full-time job, and then studying once a week. And it's called like Bachelor Professional in Business. So we are learning things like accounting, law and taxes, economics, business management, marketing and sales, and so on. So
you're preparing to be the boss.
I'm improving. I'm trying to improving to get a boss soon.
Right.
Or maybe I can also build my own business with that. So we are
nice.
learning so much things by
Yeah.
doing own business. But let's just wait until I finish my education there, and then I see which possibilities I get from my current job and my current boss. So
Oh wow, we got super rewarded. So opponent miss
we have
used
lethal here, correct? So if we have lethal here, if we're playing Reclaimer and Allosaurus Shepherd, we just sacking the Reclaimer and attacking with 3 creatures.
No, I think with 3 creatures is 16, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just check.
But we have 4 creatures in play, so Creator of Behemoth will be 9/9.
Yeah, 9 and then 5/5, 5/5,
So
10/10. Yeah,
19.
you're right. You're right. Oh my god, I don't believe it. I don't believe we're gonna get the. So nice.
Works nice. So it's good when the opponent taps out, and with our board,
it doesn't happen. It never happens. It never happens.
But why do people always play? Just attack him. Why do always people playing removal spell on the elf creatures, which we can protect? So I
don't know. He just typed. He typed. He missed the interaction.
Okay. So it was a mistake by him. Okay.
All right, cool. So it's control, and we saw a lot of basics, also normal basics. So I believe they are on some back to basics deck.
They could be.
Yeah, back to basics could be. So if I saw correctly, did we saw any red
No,
color or
no,
just white?
only blue, white.
Blue-white.
Only
and
blue-white.
Probably a green, either a red or a green splash, we could
So
assume.
let's get the Progenitus in, Archon out, Collector Oof out. Here, I guess we can get the Cradle out, I guess, because we didn't see any Wasteland.
Shouldn't expect Wasteland
And
here,
at least two Heritage Druids. And so we have 4 slots.
We should assume that they could have some hate bears like Assassin Canonist or Containment Priest. So I would bring in the Assassin's Trophies here.
All right.
To have removal spells for the hate
and
bears.
maybe one more slot we can take 1 Thoughtseize?
No, I would bring in the second in the room to have a grind possibility to have grinds and to bring back our cards.
Yeah, the problem is I usually when I'm playing Thoughtseize, I like to take their Planeswalkers because sometimes if they control your board early on and they deploy a Jace and it sticks to the board, maybe you can have some trouble. I don't know. What do you think?
Nah, but I don't want the 1 Thoughtseize. So the last slot is either the second Endurance we brought in from the sideboard,
or
maybe
a
one
Force.
Force of Vigor could be an option as well. Or
Nah, I prefer the Endurance.
The
beatdown is really strong on this matchup because they have so many interactions that at the end of the day they are weak on the board. So Endurance it's what Newton said.
Flash.
This really is a 3/4 tribal deck.
Kind of, yeah. And it has Flash.
Okay, so this hand is
it's a bit
a bit
fragile because it needs it has 2 reactive cards and we only have a bit of few mana sources, but we are on the draw. So and we have Crystals, which is one of the best cards in the matchup. So
yeah, I think we keep.
That.
Yeah, so I'd say turn 1 Bayou into Symbiote, turn 2 Cradle into Bayou into turn 2 second Symbiote into Cradle into Visionary. Okay, they just nice. Oh, today the deck is on fire. So we get the Bayou here, right?
I would prefer to have another land here, but I would also say we get a Bayou, of course. And then we play the first Wirewood Symbiote, which should get handled soon. And then we have to see if we get another land, we could play the Visionary. I don't expect the Wirewood to stay in play, but maybe they have Prismatic Ending.
Yeah, I guess the moment we cast the Visionary, they will remove the one of the Visionaries, or maybe you just fire now. Yeah, it's okay.
Yes, of course, makes sense.
It's okay. So ideally we get a fetch. Oh, nice. So I think we play out both symbiotes, right?
Yeah, I think our hand needs to do that. I don't really like it, but I don't think we have another option because if we just play one, then it gets handled and we don't go anywhere. But if we're playing 2, it also helps a bit against the Planeswalkers. Oh, they have days.
It's okay. They are setting themselves back a lot.
Exactly. Maybe we draw another land next to
and they don't even use the floated blue mana? Wow. I think we should get at least 1 green source, 1 forest, because all these basics I smell back to basics.
Yeah, it's kind of obvious, but I think with our nature of our hands, there wasn't really an option to play around back to basics.
Yeah, no,
not we had 2 black cards, and if we are not using that, could be that we're stranding them and don't have the possibility to play it.
We play Reclaimer, yes?
I would say yes, we should play Reclaimer first and then the Symbiote. This time here, the Symbiote is more valuable because of the Visionary. Last time we did it otherwise, and
Yeah, so that's what I mean. That's
see.
what I mean. That this deck. So sometimes it just doesn't matter. So if your opponent doesn't have the removal, doesn't matter. But those little decisions can at the end it can lead you to winning or losing the game.
Exactly, and keeping the Wirewood Symbiote, maybe they have another days or forcing the Reclaimer. Then we have the Wirewood Symbiote in our hand still, and this gives us more options for the Visionary lines. So it was correct to play it out here.
Oh, nice. I think so. We play the Reclaimer into the Visionary, right? Jörg?
Yeah, it's close. Either we play just the Visionary to draw a card, or we play all into.
I think I don't think they have their mass removal. No, yeah.
Doesn't
So
make sense to play Terminus and Days in the same deck. You're right. So it's probably correct to play the Reclaimer first. This gives us more options to the board.
yeah, they are already at 18, so they're getting. Oh, nice.
We don't attack here because
they could have Containment, or they could have also Snapcaster that we saw game 1.
Oh, he has this drop in the draw step.
Yeah, I wanted to comment, and if any fellow Elves player is watching this video, until today I was playing like this. So I had end step, I had stop on our opponent's end step, but I didn't have it on our own. And today, oh, okay. So today, as I lost a match because of this little thing, because a green-white depth opponent transformed in my end step, and I had the mana to give a plow, but because I didn't have the stop, it just the game just moved to their untap, and they
had crop rotation.
No, they have the Reclaimer to protect the token with the. Yeah, so it was really annoying. Okay, so I say here we just play into the order for lethal.
Really?
Why not? If they counter it, we can play Grace next turn.
So
I play fetch Arbor.
Why don't we play Christ here? So we first play Shepherd and Christ. After that, we play Christ, and then we have
makes sense too.
Position.
Makes sense too. So
then we have a very good position for next turn, and we are also playing around mass removal. So I would fetch first for Forest this time. So and then playing the Elves Shepherd with the Forest, and then use the mana, and then we have 1 mana spare, but it doesn't really matter. So now we have Christ, and now we have a very good situation. So
yeah,
we can
thank you for the follow and 1 for life.
Maybe we find the land. Now our Reclaimer is even 3/4. Now we can attack into
whatever,
a Containment Priest or something like that. So we have 6 damage on the board, and next turn they need to.
Yeah, you're right. That was a really bad move on my side. It's just maybe they have, because they are preparing for so many turns. They're not doing anything. Oh my god!
Now we even have the opportunity to have Assassin's Trophy up if they have the Containment Priest.
Yeah. So now I guess I go get the Dryad.
The Dryad and sack it, or do we need that? Do we really need that?
No, we don't. I don't
want to use Christ for another because of if we mill. Okay.
Sorry. I always forget. You're right.
Let's just keep the fetchment open, and then we sacrifice the token which has summoning sickness.
Yeah.
We could have also used Shepherd here.
Yeah.
With the pump ability. So now exactly we just let it resolve, and then we handle with the trigger. With this on the stack. But we should have used Elves Shepherd most likely. Just attack with it and pump.
GG's.
But
opponent GG's out. Yeah. Okay,
It
nice.
wasn't this so obvious because he passed the turn with 2 open mana, and it's a very common playing line.
Yeah, so it
against
was
Elves.
just like Hull Breacher or Containment Priest.
Exactly. So with Crypts, we also protected ourselves from master removal like Engineered Explosives or Supreme Verdict or Terminus.
Yeah,
Unlikely,
you're
but
right.
Engineered Explosives could be also a consideration for the deck,
Mhm.
even if they don't play Terminus. But yeah, it worked very good because they also didn't have that good choices. I would say if they are Swords to Plowshares or playing Swords to Plowshares in our Elvish Visionary, it's very good for us. 2 for 1 for us. So, and the Reclaimer were 3/4 then, so they are alone were a good threat.
Yeah, even
Especially with the milk of the Crypts.
even without the natural order, it will be bashing for 14 plus 5. It would be lethal anyways because they were at 12 life and they could block 1 at maximum. So yeah. Okay, so now I want a very fast reanimator matchup with opening hand of endurance.
Sure. That's
so
good.
so we can finish the league 5-0 and also before 12 p.m.
Yeah, it would be very cool. So
Yeah, what time do you wake up tomorrow?
I don't have to stand up that early, but I think I want to go to bed in midnight, so
Yeah.
should be possible to finish.
We need to get some rest before the eternal weekend.
Exactly, but I don't see your screen at the moment. I just see a black screen with
Yeah,
some
because
false arrows.
it's on finding opponent, so you need to wait until we find the match.
Okay, good. I'm just away for about 2 minutes. I just get something to drink and
Okay,
snack,
okay. So
so
I rather wait for you. I rather wait for you.
Okay, then I'm being back in 2 minutes.
Sure.
See you.
See ya. So thank you. I'm gonna just say thank you to Miracoli13 and Ant1 for life. Thank you for the follows. Really appreciate it. Helping me get to 200 followers. And thank you for everybody who is hanging out on stream. I see that Aaron's tweet really made something. I see a lot of new people here. Hello, Levi. I didn't see you were around. So yeah, thank you to everyone. We will wait until Aaron is back and try to get that 5-0. Even then, if we get just a 4-1, it would be awesome.
Hi, I'm back.
Okay, nice. Let me get a queue in. So I think this is a really interesting format to do the stream because, of course, when you are playing alone, you only see your point of view. But when you are playing with someone else, you see the mistakes in your lines, and you see the advantages on the lines from the person who are you playing with. So I think it's really, this type of streams are really good for people who are trying to improve on the deck, or people even who are already proficient with the deck but want to be better.
Of course, yeah. And that counts for both of us, I would say. So I'm also learning a lot here with the stream. So
yeah, and I'm enjoying too because, my friends are fed up that I only play Elves when we go to play Paper Magic. They are trying they're trying to get me start another deck for 10 years, but they don't. they can't. I only have Elves.
Yeah, it's cool. So do you own GS Cradle?
Yeah, I have a full
All
deck.
four of them. So I don't really own the whole deck in real life, so on paper. So
Oh no.
I own every card except of the GS Cradles. But we have the opportunity to play with proxies in our local events.
Nice.
So
That's
I just printed them with the printer and
yeah. Well, I picked them up. I picked my cradles when they were 65 euros, like
nice.
8 years ago, something like that.
Yeah. I once owned GS Cradle as well, and so I came back to Magic in about 2009 or 2010 when I played regularly, and then from the beginning I had an EDH deck or Commander.
Yeah.
So, and then once I bought GS Cradle for 20 euro or so for the EDH deck. And
because in Commander you can only play one copy, yes? Single copy.
One copy of each card, yes. Yeah. And it was also an S deck, and it was Naht of the Gildenwald from Lorwyn.
Oh, wait.
It's like
Miracoli13 says, have to say, big thanks for the stream. I already learned so much this league. Yeah, we are all learning here. It's good for everybody. Thank you for the follow, by the way.
Of course.
Okay, so we are playing. We have here our last match of the day, and
that's not a keep. We have both of our patties in our hands, so
we have two of the payoff. We mull it.
So this time Stompy Martin. I don't know the opponent, but
no, I don't know.
Hand,
I think
this hand could be a keep, and if we keep, we could maybe bottom Natural Order or the Crater Hoof.
The Crater Hoof, I'd say.
I don't want to go to 5 from now, but it's weak because we have 2 Natural Order, and if we are playing against that,
yeah, we really need to hit CMC1.
I don't think that we go to 5 from here.
No, we keep. So decision is what we bottom. I think the hoof.
Yeah, the hoof is the most safe one. If they have a discard spell, for example, then our one Natural Order is safe. That we got another one. And
nice.
We also want the option. Yes. Yeah, cool. Then we take the Shepherd and play it out.
Yeah, not much to think here.
Maybe there's a word where we can get a Natural Order on turn 3 if they don't have a removal for the Shepherd or the Dryad Arbor. And if it's a combo deck, we just get a Archon.
Yeah, we will see what we get here.
Well, it's very unlikely that most of the players...
Oh, it's Moonstompy or...
Moonstompy.
Or Goblins. Okay. Moonstompy and first turn, no Chalice, no Trinisphere. It's so good.
I would assume it's Moonstompy because they are preventing from playing Chalice here. If we wouldn't have the Shepherd, then we could attack for 1 here. And if we wouldn't have the Shepherd, they probably would have cast Chalice.
Yeah.
But with the Simian Spirit Guide, they most likely keep their mana up for a bigger place.
I
But,
think so. Best case
it's a good-
scenario would be solo land, make 2 damage, so they get to 17, and we can kill them. That would be the
Nice.
best.
Unless they are having Magus of the Moon, that doesn't really matter.
No, it would
We
be.
just play the Goblin. We just block the Goblin with our Reclaimer. And
Reclaimer is so good. 2 toughness. 2 toughness has always been very good. Like on death rate
for the armor,
days.
yeah, and that was also a option or a reason why I wanted to have.
So it's okay. So it's gonna be.
Here.
Let
It
me
would
see.
be lethal, I assume, but Reclaimer gets to 3/4 when we sack the Arbor.
Yeah, it's lethal.
So-
I think it's lethal because it would be 9 from the pump, 5 for the base, 14, 15. 14, 15. This would be a 7. It's lethal, I think.
I don't think it's lethal, but they don't have any really good plays because they have to block it.
And we are really good heading to game 2 because we have the.
They go into 1 life and they only have the soul land in play, and they just need to attack here. Oh, it's very good that we have access to Force of Vigor on the side.
Yeah. Force of Vigor is, to me, it's been awesome. I mean, I can't say a bad thing out of Force of Vigor. When you bring it in, so how to say? I was talking with Newton about this, right? So.
Yeah, cool. They kill themselves.
Opponent trolling, killing themselves, right? Nice. So I was saying that Force of Vigor is a narrow but super high impact card, and the fact that you can hit a land on like Urza Saga is amazing. It's so good, so good.
It's free from mana cost. So you don't have to invest, and it's very relevant to have early plays with high impact, and especially against deck like lands.
So here, I would say, in this matchup, I like Progenitus because usually you are working with a low base. So
I don't think so that you need a Progenitus here, because sometimes we don't exactly know which list is it. If it's more like an aggro list or is it more like a Khan list.
Yeah.
But if you have the Archon, the possibility for Archon, you can also
lock them, right?
For example, Artifact, when you lock them down and Jörg Ensnaring Bridge, for example.
So of course, it's true. So we take all the artifact removal on enchantment removal. What do we take out? I think here we take out the grind package, and because they might be playing Chalice, makes sense to cut the CMC, the 1 mana cost. So I think here we can take out 3 symbiotes.
Exactly, the 3 symbiotes, we just keep 1. In fact, we need them. We could probably
Green Sun Zenith,
go for Green Sun Zenith for it, but we don't really want to grind here in the matchup and draw multiple cards a turn. It's either the Wirewood Symbiote or the Glimpse, but the Glimpse has more high impact in about turn 3 or so.
Okay. So this hand is very good.
I think it's solid unless they are starting with the Blood Moon effect or so.
Yeah, if they Blood Moon...
Sometimes they also have Trinisphere, but we couldn't do anything about Trinisphere anyway.
So but to be honest, Trinisphere doesn't feel so good against Elves because, okay, so we are playing Gaia's Cradle. We are a Gaia's Cradle deck. So anyways, we are going to get to 3 mana pretty easy between the land drops and... land drops, converting into Arbor and playing Cradle, it's super likely that we get to the...
Just passing the turn. I also wanted to say that I most likely wouldn't fetch here because we usually want to find more lands here.
Oh, right.
So I wouldn't fetch first, but I think it's minor or doesn't really matter. We just take the Arbor here.
Arbor? You would take Arbor?
Yeah, to have additional land.
I mean, we already have one. Yeah, okay.
Mana. We just have the Shepherd, but we play the Reclaimer here.
Yeah, so we can have untapped.
I don't think they will go for Chalice, but with Reclaimer we have more options next turn.
Yeah, because we have it unsummon sick. Yeah, right.
Exactly. We could, for example, play Shepherd and use Cradle to find. Wow,
they pass again. Yeah. Okay,
Crazy.
so here we just.
So here we have to think a bit about what are the reasons for them to keep their hand.
I think it
card,
could be.
We have to think about
Fury.
Fury.
Yeah.
Exactly. So at least we think about a card and not just slam the board full of 1 toughness creatures.
Okay, so here if in case they're playing Fury,
I'm not really sure how we could.
I prefer
Fury is just a sorcery, so it's not this. It's not Pyrokinesis, where you can use it as an instant, but they can use it in their own turn. But they can't prevent us from getting our mana.
Okay, so I would play Shepherd and Cradle. So in case they Fury, we can get a fetch and get a second Arbor for the next turn.
That's one possibility. If we just play the Shepherd and then cast the Visionary.
No, I'd say not cast Visionary, but keep Reclaimer up. So in case they Fury, at the end step we get a fetch.
We can also, that's a possibility. We can also, but we lose a land then. We could also play the Shepherd now, keep the Cradle up. If they are doing nothing, then we can get a Pride Arbor. And if they are having Fury to kill our creatures, okay, then they are doing 3 to Reclaimer and 1 to the Shepherd. Then we can use the Cradle, sacrifice the forest to find the second Cradle.
Yeah. Legendary rule. Cradle, that's a cool line.
Reclaimer and Cradle in play then.
Yeah, okay. I like that.
Another possibility could be that we just play Cradle and Visionary here and keep the rest of our hand. So if something goes wrong, then they probably
actually I like that. Anyway. I like that. I like that line because I like that line better because that line is like saying I don't have more one-offs, so I'm playing this because I'm wasting, quote unquote, wasting the Cradle for only 1 mana. So I think that is telling our opponent that we don't have many things.
And even if they wipe our board, next turn we could play Shepherd and Triad Arbor and then Visionary again. So, and keeping Shepherd in hand is better because if they have Fury into Chalice, they
nice.
block our 1. So I wouldn't attack here.
I think I would. Why not?
But just you attack just for 1 damage. But if they have the Goblin, then they have a haste creature and.
Right. Yeah, it's free. It's a free token.
It's really worth it. But if you would attack for 3, I would attack, but not for 1.
Not for 1. All right.
Because if you're blocking the haste Goblin, then.
All right. Makes sense. Magus of the Moon. Okay, that's all right. So they oh my god, they pitch. They are down to 4 cards.
Yeah. And they are not having access to any soul lands here, so
it's okay.
We still have to be aware of
Fury,
but I think we are fine now. I would say we can just
Visionary.
Play, I would bring Reclaimer to a 3/4 as soon as possible from here. We could probably play.
Okay, then we can play
the Fetchland and Elvish. Shepherd. Keep 2 mana up, and then if they have the Fury, we could at least save the Elvish Reclaimer.
Yeah, but I don't like playing the Shepherd because of what you said. If they clean our board and slam a Chalice, we can be in trouble. So
could be that they have then have a Chalice, but
I think we can just pass from here. It's okay.
But on the other hand,
it's a tough call. Okay,
it's a question if they would have destroyed our 2 creatures with the Fury. It's not very safe that it did.
And to be honest, if they had the Chalice,
they would have played it before exiling the Simian Spirit Guide and played Blood Moon the next turn, maybe. So yeah, okay. I agree.
And from now we have the benefit that Elves Shepherd could be relevant in 1 or 2 turns now if we find, for example,
Force of Vigor, or the trophy.
Yeah, Force of Vigor doesn't really help, but the trophy and the Birch Lore. Or
Yeah, we need the black. Yeah, exactly.
Situation where the Shepherd could help, and this forces him now to use the Fury. And in which case we would have sacrificed the fetch land, getting another Cradle, then our Reclaimer is 3/4. So
Stomp.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, so for example, here on my version, you could rotate for protected.
Yeah, usually yes, but within the Magus of the Moon, this wouldn't make a difference. Yeah, here it's
okay.
Very clear. We just even if they attack now, we could block with the Reclaimer, but they don't. We just take another forest, I guess, for the fetch land.
Yeah.
And if they would have attacked, we could have done the GS Cradle trick.
Reclaimer is so good. Reclaimer is so good. Yeah.
Okay.
So now, don't forget, guys, that even under Blood Moon effect, Gaia's Cradle is because of the layers, it's a legendary mountain. So they cannot be 2 legendary mountains in play. So the legendary rule still applies, even if it's a mountain. Okay, so here I would play Bayou. Bayou, play 1 Visionary, or maybe we can play both.
No, I won't play both because it gives additional targets for. And we want our Reclaimer to survive. We just play the Bayou.
So we play 1, just single 1.
Play 1, and then let's see what we draw.
I would play both, to be honest, but let's see. Yeah. So I agree that we need to keep the Reclaimer up at all times. So right now, Reclaimer is Fury proof. If they want to kill the Reclaimer, they need to put all the damage on Reclaimer. So that's
exactly. And also they couldn't.
All right, there is the Fury, and they pitch Blood Moon. Okay. So what are you targeting with the Fury? By the way, nice cool card, man. This cycle of elementals are awesome.
Do you like the artworks? I don't really.
But not these ones. I like the normal ones. The artworks from the normal one, not the extended art, the regular ones.
Exactly. I don't really prefer the extended art.
Yes, to be honest, I am afraid because I just picked up my foil endurances, and I'm afraid that they print them again with the old frame.
Oh yeah.
Endurance on the okay, so they misplay this. They misplay this because they put only 2 damage on Reclaimer, so we instantly.
Could be that he have another removal or so, like another. All these cards, Bonecrusher Giant.
Yeah. Okay. So here I think we pick up an Arbor to add to the creature count at least. Correct.
Yeah, I would also say let's get Arbor.
Yeah. So it's a 2 for 1. No, 2 for 2. So we are Gucci.
Should be 2 for 2, and if they can handle the Reclaimer, then it's a 3 for 3. So nothing really happens. We just get 2 damage probably because he will be attacking.
Yeah, but I think I would say we are still favored. They are down to 2 cards. And now after this turn, we are in Natural Order territory. We can hardcast Natural Order. So, okay. So
yeah, that's correct, but Natural Order doesn't bring our okay, we could get Christ with Natural Order then, and then we could handle the Magus of the Moon.
Okay, so I cast the Visionary first, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah, Grist is, oh my god, excellent,
nice.
Excellent.
And we can do this next turn.
I think we play everything now. I don't think they have a second sweeper. I would play the Arbor and the Shepherd.
Yeah, of course. Let's do it. Let's keep the Cradle in check. So with Cradle,
actually, do you want to play the Shepherd?
What does the Shepherd bring to us? We could next turn we can sacrifice Triad Arbor.
No, yeah, but we need to play it because the next turn we need a double green for the order. Yeah, we need to play it.
No, but we have Cradle then. After we got Christ, we could destroy the Magus of the Moon. Then we have Cradle up, and then we could use Cradle. But if we are playing Elder Soul Shepherd now, and if they have Fury here,
okay. So it brings it doesn't benefit us at any point.
Let's keep the Reclaimer up at least, and we can thin out our deck a bit as well.
Yeah, actually, people just don't value that aspect of Reclaimer enough. But the fact that you are taking out every turn, you are taking out one card that you don't want. So you are increasing at the end of the day, after 5 or 6 turns, you are increasing your quality draws by a lot.
So we just take the 4 here.
Yeah, we take the 4 to the face. We don't care. And now we
sacrifice the bio and get another fetch land. And the fetch land would also free up our...
it can get another bio later.
And then we can also... if we draw Assassin's Trophy or so. And we can keep our...
okay, so here I guess we play...
Mana here.
Oh no. Sorry. Like that? Correct?
Yeah, I would think so. So we can play the natural order now. And then
get the crest.
So now is the question, do we want to uptick the crest first, or do we just use it right away?
I would say...
Because if we are upticking it, then...
okay. I
see.
Then
we have a token and we have a better board position, because if we are...
and also now, there's nothing else that we will mill that it's a problem. Because we have the payoff in our hand. So
or do we play the Cradle here?
No, I'd say don't reveal the information yet.
So we just need to hope that they don't have another Fury.
So if they don't have Fury, we win the game on the spot.
But if we just jump block the Bone Crusher Giant with the token, this is not a problem. We just block the Goblin with our Reclaimer. And then we use the token.
Again, the Reclaimer paying for itself. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, the fact that it's a 3/4, it's amazing.
We also found a way in almost all of our matches to get it 3/4. So
which is really really important.
Yep.
And we repeat the process, I guess. We take another fetch out.
Of course, yeah, we can thin out a bit. Or another Cradle would be... Maybe a Cradle would be the better option here.
Because we are secure to minus. Okay, so I will float 1 mana here first, then minus. Minus on the Magus. Right? Let me think.
Do we still would be
they keep 2 cards. They keep they full tapped out. They keep 2 cards in hand. So I believe it's the correct play. If we unlock the Cradle, next turn we can play Hoof 100%.
Yeah, that's right. But
and also after breaking the Magus, we can get another Arbor. No, it's here. Damn it.
Yeah, but the problem is if they somehow get another Blood Moon effect, we reduce our board by sacrificing our creatures.
Okay, so you prefer to play out and just to play everything out and just break the Magus of the Moon the turn that is going to be lethal. Is that correct?
That would be one option, exactly.
Okay, no. I like it. So let's play one Cradle, even if it's a mountain, and do what you said. I think it's the best option. So here we need to pay 3, excuse me. Oh, that druid would be so nice. But it's okay. So I guess that's the last turn.
Let's just hope they don't find another Fury. Okay. That's not really problematic. We can.
Yeah, remember that also the Fury, the Trinisphere hurts their evokes because they will need to pay 3 too. So it's not so exciting anymore for them.
I think we are in a good position here.
Yeah.
So we just need to keep as many creatures as possible.
Yeah, let's see what they attack
with. And with the 2 cradles in hand, or 1 cradle in play and 1 in hand, we should be able to cast the behemoths.
So let me see the blocks here. We should do this correctly. Okay, mentor.
We don't need the crest. We don't really need the crest in play. We can just
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
We can just block the goblin, so the mentor. We can block the mentor with the reclaimer and the bonecrusher giant with
the mentor. You mean the 2/2? Okay.
No, not the token. The real mentor. Goblin mentor, because it produces tokens every turn.
Yeah. I was confused. Ballers. Yeah, so, and then the token to the giant. So this will take the grace to 2, which is just enough.
Do we have a possible win here?
Do we have possible win? So it would be yes, we have the win because it will be it will be
from the greater.
It will be 4 creatures in play. I think it's win. I think it's a win.
That's good. So we
and if we top deck,
to be sure, do we need the mana of the Misty Rainforests, or do we? So no, we don't even need them. But you can tap it before you sacrifice.
I can think the deck again if you want. One more time.
Yeah, makes sense. But it doesn't really matter. Just we can just sacrifice another fetch land, get another fetch land, and then even more credits. So should be
okay. So now it's pretty
Triad Arbor now.
Pretty clear. Float 1 minus. Sacrifice the Arbor. Get the Magus of the Moon. That unlocks our board. We still have 1 mana floating, so that's gonna be 4. Replay Cradle, Legendary Rule, 7, 8, Hard Cast.
Nice. Should be lethal.
Yeah, of course.
It's like 24 or so. No.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
26. Nice. 5-0.
Nice.
Very good.
Let's hope there's not any secret weapon here.
No, not with the
not with the Trinisphere.
Probably the Trinisphere hurted them more than us, but
okay.
Usually it's correct to play.
Guys, we got the 5-0.
Yeah, cool. We can do it again, of course, in like a month or so. Probably we see another format until then, when some bannings or some new prints shake the format up.
Yeah. Okay, so just we accomplished everything. We did the 5-0. We have a wonderful stream and everything before 12 p.m.
Perfect. Yeah, and it would be
George,
a very good video for you to upload.
Yeah, it would be an awesome video, and I would like to thank you for coming in, and thank you everybody who came by. It was really, I must say that Newton's videos with Romario, for me, were one of the best videos, because when two people are debating about the plays, you can. So usually you align with the thoughts of one of them. So having the other person to put the opposite thoughts, it's usually so good.
Exactly, and here in Germany we say almost every time say 2 eyes see more than 2. So
Two eyes
people
see more than 2. Nice.
Sorry, 4 eyes see more than 2 eyes.
Nice.
Called. So 2 brains are more efficient than 1 brain.
Of course. Of course, not if you are Newton, but
translate it. No, but we together are at least on a similar base like Newton.
Yeah.
He's undefeated. The best player with this.
Yeah, he always sees the 1% lines. These small 1% lines, he always sees them.
Exactly.
So yeah.
So we would be nice if Newton watches the video and gives us some information,
some feedback.
Which
yeah.
other lines he would have took and which better plays he saw. But I think we almost placed perfectly.
I made a few mistakes myself, but it was at least we talked about them, so they weren't unnoticed. So if you are watching the video, hopefully you will not make these mistakes yourself.
Exactly. So by learning from them is the most important step to do the reasonable plays, and sometimes it gets bad or doesn't go well. So, but next time it could be, and if you're thinking that it's the right play to do. So one situation comes to my mind when we were playing against the bug control player, where we drew the Progenitus in the first draw step.
Got when we went for this card, that was a cool line. Yeah, that was a cool line.
It would be nice if it would go up, but they had too many removal spells this game and the Black Engineer, so it didn't went well.
Yeah, that was actually that was the only match we dropped. So we only we dropped a single game, and was this one? Yeah. So it was only one. We dropped only one game. The rest were all 2-0s.
Yes. Okay. If we didn't draw the Progenitus here,
it would be perfect game. Well. Yeah. Okay. So thank you everybody. Thank you Jörg, and we can repeat whenever you want. It was a pleasure for me.
It was a pleasure for me as well, Ranko, and. If I may say something here, if people want to reach me, they can go to Twitter. My name on Twitter is EronRelentless, and I'm also on the Discord, on Newton's Elves Discord server. And if you have any questions or want to discuss about,
I will put your socials on the YouTube video description, and I'm also, if you're watching the replay on Twitch. You can see Jörg's Twitter on Twitch chat. So this is Jörg's Twitter account. You can follow him there. He's an awesome player and he's very helpful with new players. He seems a little rough when you're chatting with him, but when you're, then he's a really nice guy and helps everybody.
Thanks.
So that's it for today.
Now. Yeah, it was a cool evening, and we could definitely repeat it.
Yeah, it was very cool.
December before Christmas.
Yeah,
optimally, and have a good preparation for the Eternal Weekend.
Yeah, I will reach you for some advice for sure.
Yeah, we will write in the next days for sure.
Yeah. So thank you. See you everybody. See you next time. Bye.
Yeah, bye.